everybody pray for my internet today. They better figure this out because I hate having this problem. Happy Valentine's Day, though. This will be fun. We haven't done like a chatting, reading Reddit forum kind of stream in a while. I think it'll be a good time. Hello. I know this internet curse is really... you know, you get a few good years of not having any internet problems, and then out of nowhere you have every internet problem that you could possibly have. Hello, hello. Me and Catherine did a video with Scott where we did a couple's escape room together. Also, yes, our podcast went out today. Also, if you didn't see it a few days ago, Catherine also uploaded a video where she did YouTuber rooms in a Minecraft house, and she made a room for me, and it was so cute. I got movement from my cat, but I think she's gonna be napping. That's my Valentine, my baby girl. Hello, hello. Yeah, we talked a lot this podcast about games we're excited in 2025. I have a lot on my wish list. There's a lot of good games coming out this year. It's very exciting. Hello, hello. I have yearned to watch your streams. I don't think that you could have used a better word. That's the biggest compliment. Thank you so much. How we doing today? Thank you, Sophie, for subscribing. Hey, Slayer. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm so excited. I'm treating myself today. I'm seeing my friends later. I have my cat. She already got her Valentine's treat. Josie, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. We need more people yearning. What a good word, and something that not enough people are actively participating in enough. This is a little bit cold, but I'll lay it out. I already microwaved it once. I don't think that you can microwave a coffee to make it hot again twice. I think I've already committed a crime by microwaving it one time. I don't know what is in store for me on this day if I don't finish it, though. Does anyone else make a cup of coffee? I have to let it sit for a while because it's too hot. It's too hot. You can't drink it right away. So I let it sit, but I let it sit for way too long, and then I forget about it. And then it's gone cold, but I need my coffee or I'll have a headache. I don't need it. I don't need it for energy. I just need it to make sure that I don't get a headache. So I don't need it. I just have it every day, because if I don't, I don't feel good. Did you blue sky that you're live? I actually have both my tweet and my blue sky post. Thank you so much for making sure I don't forget. Ooh, how loud is this jazz? I feel like it's actually way louder than normal. Yeah, I just forget. I do that with tea, but I'm too lazy to microwave it. You know what, though? I feel like there's an argument to be made that a cold tea isn't really that bad. You really could throw ice in it, make it even colder, and you've got iced tea. But it doesn't feel like that works the same with coffee. And obviously, there is iced coffee. But a coffee that was once hot, that is it's left to sit until it's cold, it isn't the same. It isn't, and I'm not putting ice in here. I think my problem also is that it's black coffee. Okay, it looks like it is, but there's maple syrup in there. It's almost black coffee. I don't have anything else. I ran out of milk. I need to go grocery shopping. I hate doing it. It's the bane of my existence. So I'm out of milk. I'm out of creamer. I'm out of... What else would I usually put in here? No, that's it. I'm resorting now to maple syrup. But as of today, I'm out of coffee. So now we have a problem. Guessing you only use the milk for coffee? 100%. And sometimes baking. I don't even use... I'll get a milk like... I've been doing a lot of coconut milk, which on its own, any milk on its own is just not good. Not any of them. There's no argument to be made. But in coffee and for baking, I've started using coconut milk. Okay, Buddy the Elf. What does that mean? What does that mean? 15-pack of Monster in my fridge. You know what I really wish I had in my fridge is Alani. Another energy drink. But I did reach a problem. They taste really, really good. And I had a problem where I was having one every day. And then I was like, I want a second one. And then I had to stop. I haven't had them since. As soon as the thought of having a second one in one day happened to me, I cut myself off. See, so many people like oat milk. I don't like it. And I cannot put my finger on why. Something about the flavor I don't like. And I don't know, I think that I would prefer milk over any substitute milk or like almond milk or oat milk, because I think at the very least, my use of milk is very limited. I hate milk. Historically, big hater. Not allergic, not intolerant. I'm intolerant, but not for the ways that most people are. I'm not lactose intolerant. I just don't tolerate milk because I hate it and I'm a hater. But at least in the ways that I'm using it in baking and in coffee, regular milk doesn't leave a taste in my coffee. It's just coffee, but less. Oat milk adds a flavor that I don't enjoy, but I don't feel like adding milk to my coffee changes the flavor so drastically, because the coffee overtakes it. But then oat milk has a flavor that I notice. And I think I'm a little bit sensitive to little changes in flavor. I know that I am, because that was the bane of my mother's existence. She wanted so desperately to change things up with dinners that she would make for us. Bless her soul for making dinner every day for us. And she wanted to, as we were getting older, explore adding vegetables in different ways and different seasonings and different recipes. My little picky self, I guess as a kid, because I'm really not a picky adult at all with food, but as a kid, I wanted no change to her meals. None. And I would tell always if she added even the littlest different spice. I had beef with rosemary and thyme. I noticed those you can't get away with that. I noticed them immediately. I think she even tried putting pepper in mac and cheese once with this like nice recipe. But like the smallest amount, so you wouldn't even notice the little pepper sprinkles. Too much cheese. No, I noticed, and I had an issue. I had beef. Oh my god, thank you! Happy Valentine's Day! Thank you, Velvet. Thank you so much. Isn't it just a nice day today? I got all my candles and my warmers and my rosemary and thyme mentioned. Yeah, I hated it. I just didn't like change. It wasn't even about the flavor. I didn't like change. I still don't like either of those. They're not my favorite, but I'm a much less picky adult. And I will try for food anything twice, because I say that if you have it just once, you might have had a bad one, and it's not really the food's fault. What are your favorite kind of candle scents? What is this one? I've got one on. This is a new one from Bath & Body. I just went recently. Blush Amber and Peony. I usually like the ones that I think are the ones that are meant to be marketed toward men. Here's my hot take on candles. I hate too sweet of a candle. I don't want dessert. I don't want vanilla. I don't want a cupcake. I don't want sugar. I also don't want sweet in the form of fruit. I don't want strawberry. I don't want passion fruit. I don't want raspberry. Those ones make me afraid that a bee will follow me home. I don't know. I don't like any of those. I like when they have wood. I like a woody scent. I like, sometimes they have brandy. It smells really nice. Rain, that's a nice one. That one I like for like laundry. That's a good laundry scent. I don't want anything that's too, I think that I'm going to be followed home by bugs if it's too sweet. That's literally my fear. Thank you, Mike, for gifting 5 subs. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have a peach? Okay, peach scent sounds delightful. I'll give you that one. That one does. Smoke-based candles? Yeah, I love my favorite thing is when you go outside and you get that whiff of someone burning wood outside, or, oh my goodness, that is a good smell. I have another. I like when there's sage involved. I got this room spray that's really, really nice. I gotta eat my words. This is rose and vanilla. It doesn't really smell like vanilla, though. When I talk about not wanting vanilla, I don't want buttercream sugar cupcake scent. None of that. None of it. Bourbon. Yeah, those kinds. I like that. Whatever this. Blush Amber and Peony. I got that very recently, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Sometimes I see ones with cypress and mahogany. Those are always really, really good. I don't have any other candles around me except for one. This guy's special. We never light him because we would simply destroy him. Look at this. I don't actually even light candles though. I said that. I have only candle warmers. I have one candle warmer and one wax melter. I'm a fireman's daughter. We don't light fires on purpose. I have by accident though. Isn't he so stinking cute? I want to make more of these. I didn't make this. This was a gift. I want to make some though because... And I wouldn't even need to worry about... Like, these aren't the kind you would light. I'll put them right here. You know what I learned the hard way that I didn't know about? You're not supposed to... I have my candle warmer, and I just kept warming the same top layer of candle forever, and then one day Scott was like, you know, you have to eventually pour out that top layer because you're just re-melting only the top, which will lose its scent. And I was like, no, I didn't know that. I was doing candles all wrong. This one was a gift from Joey a million years ago, and I did the thing that you do with this candle. It's a healing candle. It had crystals in it. I have them somewhere. What you would do, this is all old wax I poured back in, but you're supposed to light it non-stop for 3 days, which you can imagine I was terrified of, but there's instructions on the back. Impossible to read if the candle's white, which it was before. But you can snuff it out every night and then relight it, but there's like a little ritual to it. And so I was supposed to light it until it all burned all the way to the bottom, and at the bottom there were 2 crystals. And I did that, and I kept this because I loved this so much. What a beautiful, lovely gift. And I started using it as the empty jar for pouring my wax in, but it still smells good. So maybe I need to put him under the candle warmer because I think maybe I poured these old candles in here too soon. It's a mixture of like 4 different candles in here now though. Why put white instructions on a white candle? Exactly, it was white before, even though this isn't the candle it was. It took me so long to be able to read it. Leave candle burning until it goes out on its own, 3 to 5 days. Place candle in a bowl of water for safety. See, that was too scary for me. You set your intention. Somewhere it says that you can... If you can't leave the candle burning, snuff it out after your ritual. Do not blow it out. Then relight and snuff the candle each time you pray on it until the candle is finished. And it was a healing one. There were a bunch of different ones. I don't remember the website. House of Intuition, if you wanted to buy yourself. They have crystals at the bottom. They have 1, but I got 2. They knew I needed extra healing. I got 2. Okay. I'm very excited today because it's been a really long time since we've done any Reddit reading, and I like being a little bit judgy, but mostly a little bit judgy in a way that I'm trying to be helpful. But also, this is the point of reading Reddit. This is the point of Am I the Assholes? This is the point of relationship advice. It might be a little bit tough love. I can't even be sure that you're telling me the truth and this isn't a made-up story. So I'm here to have fun. I'm looking for ones that will be an entertaining story and not like... I don't want to be left sitting here really sad for the situation I've just read. So we're going to look for ones that are not so sad. I'm wearing a pink dress tonight. What kind of makeup should I do? You know what? I was almost so tempted to go live and do a Valentine makeup stream today. And I think I'm going to do that soon. Because me and Tay were doing makeup the other night. And she was like, you know, you should do this on stream. I did a really cool, like, full cut crease, solid blue eyeshadow, and then glitter tears. And I was like, I was going to, and then I was going to make it a video instead, and I've just been waiting on my skin to, and I keep waiting just a little bit longer and a little bit longer because it is the best that it has been maybe since forever ago, since I was a kid. But she was like, you know, you just go live with your base on, even if you just do that. And I was like, that's such a good point. And I love playing. I have rhinestones. I have so many. I got a new palette. Kimchi Makeup sent me this. Holy sharts. It's so pretty though. Boom. Oh, there are a couple purple. I was supposed to say not a purple in sight. I feel like I'm due to try out a purple and see what happens, but I'm just so scared that I'll be out of commission for a couple days if the usual happens, which is that I get an infection. Couldn't tell you why. But so many pretty colors. And I did a blue kind of like this. Not this one specifically, but the other. Actually, let me show you. This is another really good one. Colored Rain. I used this blue, which is basically the same blue, and I did a full cut crease. You should go on Pinterest. Maybe you could do like little pink tears. I like doing tears in makeup. And have like little hearts. Or what I did with this makeup look, I put with concealer little stars in the corner. You can use concealer and put like little hearts in your blush. So it's like reverse drawing on your face, sort of, using negative space. The blue reminds me of 60s Twiggy. That is, if you could see the actual image of the makeup I was following, she did the same thing with her bottom lashes. I kind of do it usually, where you like kind of clump up your bottom lashes, but she had it more extreme in the photo, and I was like, this is so Twiggy. That's so funny. It was such a cool, it's just fun to play around, and I can get suggestions and have people vote in chat, and I have so much makeup. This is my makeup bin. Much of it is most likely expired, but once upon a time, Michelle Fan said that if it's eyeshadow, it's fine. I'll figure it out one product at a time. I did throw away a few. I went through it. A lot of these are brushes. A lot of these are makeup palettes. This is the bin. Whoops. Oh, please tell me that didn't break. If there was I like this bronzer a lot, Too Faced. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will do that. It won't happen today, but I think I will do that. I'll just go with just my base. All right. I'd love to show you my bin. I would love to see your bin. I did a whole video once where I went through my makeup bin. I wonder if that was one of my privated second channel videos. I'm gonna make a few of those public again. I don't know. I change my mind a lot about. I'm like, I want a whole new vibe for my channel. Delete all the videos. Or at least private them. I deleted some of my main channel videos, and I'll never delete again. You just make them unlisted. What's your lipstick gloss is very pretty. Ooh, I want to tell you what I've... Okay, then we'll do reading relationship advice. But lately what I've been doing... oh, no, I left it in the bathroom. Hold on, I'm going to show you because I saw one girl do this on TikTok, and then I've been doing it ever since. Okay. So, I start with... This is my normal makeup bag. This is like the stuff I actually use every day. The bin is usually in the closet. What I've been doing lately, I use a little lip pencil. This is Lip Cheat by Charlotte Tilbury. It's like a brownish, neutral pink-ish, sort of. I don't really know. I use that, but what I've started doing is only my top lip. It mostly transfers to my bottom lip as I go throughout the day anyway, but I start off with a really strong only on the top lip. I saw a girl on TikTok doing that, and I was like, that's so Kim Possible, and I loved it. So I've been doing that, and usually I'll just do this or even a little bit of a more brown. Or lately, this was a gift also, these Charlotte Tilbury. This is Pillow Talk. I'll use this lipstick on the top, which is the matching to the lip pencil. You get the idea. Or another really good lipstick, MAC Velvet Teddy. These kind of, I think this would be like a neutrally brown pink. Is that what we'd call it? I don't know. That one's a really good one. And last but not least, the one I'm wearing today, which is what you asked about. Persuasive Estee Lauder. This was also a gift. I wouldn't buy these these brands are expensive. This one's a little bit more dark. And I did start off today with it only on my top lip. This one transfers a lot because it is so soft. I hate a matte lip. It's not my vibe. What I always start with and finish with, I put a bottom layer and a top layer. Tried and true. I have multiple tubs of that stuff. It will be with me until I die. That's all. That new lipstick transfers to my bottom lip more, but you'll see her probably eventually on your TikTok. She has the most gorgeous dark curly hair, and she does a more red lip, which maybe I'll try one day. Only the top, or at least the bottom's a much lighter color, and I like that look a lot. And you know who else I've just discovered? And I love how they do their lips, and so I've started doing it. I don't like my Cupid's bow. It's a me issue, so I draw over it. And someone who inspired me to do that in the first place more is Sophie Thatcher, who I've just discovered, and I do believe I need to start watching Yellow Jackets. I haven't even seen any of the movies or shows she's been in, but I just started hearing about her, and I think that she's gorgeous. And that's all. Does Vaseline help stop transfer? No, unfortunately, it encourages me to put my lips together and like rub them around, and then it makes it worse. Although, I just like always having Vaseline. Yellow Jacket season 3 started today. I heard so many things came out today. Wasn't it like a Severance episode? I'm not watching that either, but everyone and their mother is watching it and telling me that I should watch it. Yellow Jackets I should watch. I just needed to say I love Sophie Thatcher. I don't even have to see a movie with her in it to know that. Okay. Let me start reading some titles and let's see which one sounds fun. Everyone and their mother is my favorite phrase ever. I bet my mom is watching it. I bet my own mother is watching it. Are we basically doing another episode of Am I the Podcast? Yeah, kind of. It's, we're not reading Am I the Assholes today. We're reading relationship advice. It's going to be roughly the same. Usually there's an asshole, and so we're probably going to determine who that is. Let's see. 31 female, asked my husband, 33 male, a question about his old coworker, his and his old coworker's relationship, and the next day he deleted his social media. Isn't that so typical? You raise an issue and they're like, why are you following this person on Instagram? I guess I'll delete my Instagram. I guess I'll delete all my social medias. That one's an option. I, female 27, saw him, male 32, with his coworker at 2 a.m. in our shower as I came home from a trip early to surprise him. He has no idea. It's 6 a.m. and I'm drunk and I don't know what to do next. I think you break up. That one, I don't really know how we could help. 31 female, my husband, 31 male, let me down this morning for Valentine's Day. Let's read this one. How do I tell him without sounding spoiled or entitled? I feel like I could, there's help to be had there. You caught your partner cheating? Pop their tires and leave. That's the best advice I can give you. Break up, but you can cause a little havoc if you want as a treat. You got cheated on? Pop some tires. But let's read. 31 female, my husband 31 male, let me down this morning for Valentine's Day. How do I tell him without sounding spoiled or entitled? First off, I love my husband. He provides for us both and has been very attentive since I've become pregnant. We both work from home, but he is the breadwinner. Since becoming pregnant, I have switched to drinking an occasional matcha over coffee. I go out before work every Friday to get myself a matcha before I come home and clock in. We have 2 Starbucks less than a mile away from our house. Yesterday, I went out and bought all the ingredients to make his favorite dinner and dessert. I asked him beforehand to make sure I got what he would like to eat just in case. I probably spent around $70 on ingredients and also got him his favorite crackers and chocolate. Before bed last night, I mentioned how I haven't been sleeping well and was excited to get my Friday morning matcha from Starbucks. Hold on, I need a sip. I mean, don't actually pop their tires. They can sue you for that. Maybe don't take my advice, but do whatever you can get away with. Do whatever you want. You got cheated on, you get a pass. This morning, it should be legally allowed if you got cheated on. This morning, I woke up and the car was gone. I was so sure he was going to get me a matcha. I got ready for the day, and he showed up a few minutes before I clocked in and said, "Surprise!" I turned around, and he had gone to Kroger by our house, which has a Starbucks inside. He handed me 4 yellow flowers from the Build Your Own Bouquet section with a discount sticker still on it. I was not expecting flowers, and I never expect something fancy or expensive. He left the discount sticker on it, though. 4? He also got me a mini Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Okay, all right. We're not bending over backwards to praise the bare minimum here, so that's why that's not good enough. I'm not a huge fan of sugar or ice cream, and he doesn't even know his wife. I faked a smile and said thank you and kissed him. This is where so often when I was growing up, I feel like you'd hear people say like, but he tried, but it's the effort. You have to, he's a man. No more excuses, no more passes. They know better. You need to try harder because you should know better. And that's very embarrassing and very disappointing for your partner. I went and clocked in and just started crying. I know I should be grateful he even thought of me. No, exactly. No, that's the bare minimum. You don't be grateful for the bare minimum. But what he did just seemed like it was out of obligation rather than thinking about what I liked, what would make me happy. I feel so ungrateful and also incredibly let down. I would have been ecstatic with just a matcha because that would have shown me he was thinking about what would make me happy. That shows, what is that phrase? To be loved is to be known. He doesn't even know her. He got her ice cream. She doesn't even like ice cream. And then you always hear about, that's how you get a fight started, where he's like, well, I did something. Weaponized incompetence. We don't accept it. We don't make a pass for it. You can do better than that. If you're in love, this is your partner. That should be something you're the most excited to do, especially when it's specifically Valentine's Day. These are things you should be doing on non-holiday occasions as well. But especially for Valentine's Day is when the amount of thought that is being asked for is also so small. So small. She gets a matcha every Friday. You're telling me you didn't notice? Now, I don't even have my Friday morning matcha because he took the car at a time I usually go get one. Is it worth even bringing up? Yes. Start a fight. No, it's not even starting a fight because you can bring it up and it will be the other person on the opposite end getting defensive and making it a fight. I feel like I should just swallow my tongue and pretend I'm happy about it. No! I hate women suffering in silence. But also part of me wants to tell him I feel disappointed. I could also hear a lot of people being like, because another argument you'll hear in relationships is, why don't you just tell him? Why don't you just tell him? If you just told me what you wanted. It's not always that easy. It's very disappointing. And especially once you do say something, if they are very dismissive and are like, well, I did go out and get you something, but I did think about you. It's not asking for mind reading. It's asking to be known by the person you've been married to for, who, I don't know how long in this case, but she's pregnant. She's working every day. They put a too long didn't read, but we did read. But I'm going to read that anyway. Put thought and effort into what my husband would like for Valentine's Day. Husband knows I get myself a matcha every Friday morning. Took the car this morning when I'd usually go get one. Showed up with 4 discount bin It's leaving the sticker on for me. It's leaving the discount sticker on for me. I can't believe that. I don't feel seen or heard. I told him thank you. Like, you can explain all of that to him, but you can only explain that so many times and not be heard. I can only imagine how many conversations she might have already had about, like, asking for more effort to be put in, asking to have the things he's getting her as gifts not be out of obligation because it's a special occasion, but to actually be thinking of what she would like because you love them. I don't think the answer is holding her tongue. I think that we could all agree on that. But I think that it gets spun around again back at the woman being like, well, we can't mind read what you want. You have to tell us what you want. But there's also, like, how can you not know she would want a matcha today? How could you not know at least some of the things that she likes? One, this is what I'm saying about bare minimum. One thing, 4 discount flowers with the sticker left on and ice cream for your wife who doesn't like ice cream. How do you not know that? That's the problem. It's not about mind reading. It's about when you are around your partner, you go through your lives together, living under the same roof. Do you look at them? Do you see the things that they do? Do you pay them any mind? Because this is bare minimum to know that she gets a matcha every Friday. Do you know... I love those TikToks of people going around asking husbands and wives information about their kids, and husbands just don't have any clue. And even about their own partners as well. They're like, what color is your partner's eyes? And they don't know. It's like, are you looking? Do you just exist next to me? Is that enough for you? Because in a partnership, that's not enough for a lot of people. That's not what they're wanting. You gotta be knowing birthday, eye color, middle name, height, and just interests in general. your partner doesn't have to be your number one priority. No, your life shouldn't be about your partner. There's a balance in sharing your life partner. You're in it together, right? You're a team. There's a reason that you chose to be in it together, because in a lot of cases, a relationship is harder than just doing it by yourself for a lot of women. I understand being bad at gift wrapping. Yeah, because you know what argument I would have been on the defense for? I've seen people do TikToks. Maybe I'm on the wrong side here, but I've seen people do TikToks trying to help men learn how to give flowers better to women. Love that. I love that. It was a little bit extra, like a level of extra that I wouldn't expect. I feel like it's going above, which is exceptional. You should actually be opting to go above more often, probably. But they were like, you unwrap the flowers you buy in the store, you clip the stem, you clean off some extra bits that don't need to be there, that are just kind of making it look ugly. Like, you actually put time into making the bouquet look nicer. You rewrap it yourself in paper, brown paper, tie a ribbon. That's a lot. I honestly, the amount of times that I have been given flowers at all is counted on one hand. So I'd take any. But that's where we should not be just accepting the bare minimum. But I've given flowers as well to my partners, and I've never done that either, where you snip off the stems. But that is stuff that you have to do after you buy flowers. There's work involved after you get given flowers. Like the ones, they're dead now, so I didn't really do my job right. But I clipped the stem, cleaned them up, put them in a vase. There's like, when you give a gift that includes manual labor, it's like, maybe think about that a little bit more. But let's start with step one of thinking to give a gift that's even wanted in the first place before we ask you to clip the stems of the flowers you're buying. It's like, we got to take one step at a time. I made my boyfriend a little bouquet, and I'm very excited to give it to him. I don't think he's ever received flowers. I think giving flowers, no matter who, because yeah, I did the same. I gave flowers to male partners because isn't it just a nice thing? And then I obviously put it in the vases, but she absolutely, back to the advice thread at hand, absolutely should bring it up. The holding your tongue is a disservice to yourself. Obviously, it's not going to be helpful for the relationship, even if the issues that you're facing aren't your fault, especially if you have brought it up before and it's just another time of being let down. Couples therapy, they said in the comments that they have been they've been together for 5 years, married for 1, and he doesn't know she doesn't like ice cream. That's hurtful. It's hurtful. And the problem would really mostly be in how he'd respond, right? Like, it's one thing to let him know that this is an issue. I would love to know how he'd respond to being told he let her down, even though he did go out in the morning and get her something, but it was disappointing, and he would need to fully listen to her and hear her and understand why. And then we need to see a change in behavior. It's one thing to admit and acknowledge you did something wrong, apologize. It doesn't end there. You're supposed to change your actions. And you don't see that often. You see an apology and then a lot more of the same, which is just not fair. And that makes the apology feel really empty when you don't actually do anything different after. You just said the word sorry and you didn't change your actions or think differently or, make a change in your life to make your partner feel seen. So I hope they talk about it, because it's definitely not getting fixed if you don't talk about it. And couples therapy, I think that would be very helpful. A lot of the comments, yes, talk to him about it. Try to keep it about you feeling let down, not about him letting you down. His intentions were not bad, but he could have put a bit more effort. And I would hope that after it being explained, he would just understand why. I think a lot of the time you hear stories about this where a guy gets a gift for his female partner, and the female partner is disappointed by it, and a man doesn't understand why. We're not looking for stuff. We don't just want stuff. We don't care about how much money you spent. We don't care about how nice it is to you. We want to be given things that make you think you know us, that you love us, that you see us. So just any gift isn't what we want. That's not what we want. You don't have to buy even anything. If you put thought into something that you made, she said if he only gave her a matcha, that would have been all she wanted. So really asking for very little. Hopefully he would hear her and understand. After 5 years together. Discount? You left the sticker on? That one's like a little bit stupid. What are you doing? You're not ever supposed to leave the price tag or the sticker on a gift. That's like just common courtesy, but especially if it was discount. Especially if it was a discount. Okay, I wonder if we'll find another Valentine's one today. Ew. Has chatting with someone outside your relationship become normal? Male 48, female 46. That entirely depends on what kind of chatting we're talking about. My female 26 husband, male 35, of 10 years? Oh no. Is amazing on paper, but I'm coming to terms... Oh, I didn't even finish reading the title because I caught immediately that age difference. And I was like, that's not good. But I'm coming to terms with the fact I was taken advantage of. Okay, that's the kind that I'm like, this isn't like fun, lighthearted advice to be giving. At least actually that the title is self-aware, because I was like, that's actually a major problem. Not married for 10 years, together for 10 years, still a problem. I was like, how do you get married? You can't. They recognize the problem there already. That's good. Let's see. My 27 female husband, 28 male, secretly recorded us and sent it to my ex. Breakup. Immediately. I would want no explanation. We're reading this one. I'm male 37, lost. My wife, female 37, is now a gay witch. I'm reading this. I feel awful sharing, but I am running out of ideas. My wife and I have been married for almost 15 years, and I feel like I'm in an impossible spot. We've changed so much. Pre-kids, it's as you would imagine. Just growing up together and figuring out life. Truly, we were each other's person and best friend. We both came out of religiously traumatic experiences and vowed to keep growing and working through it. Growing as individuals has always been a common goal, and we champion that for each other. However, I am uncomfortable with where things are going. I have to actually hear this person out. I just love the title Gay Witch. I want to be on her side, but we might not. Listen, if you're coming to terms with being gay at 37 and you're leaving your husband, we got to hear the husband out, because this is not an easy situation. However, this is amazing. For context, she became very depressed after our second child was born over 7 years ago. She didn't realize she didn't want to be a mom and got crippling depression. That's rough after having 2 kids. That's horrible for the kids. She was in bed for days and couldn't take care of our kids or work. I worked hard to get her the care she needed through therapy and a psychiatrist, as well as take on full parental responsibilities, and I was fine with that. Okay. I didn't resent her, I just wanted her to get better. After a few years, she started to come back and participate in the family, and I was thrilled as I started to recognize the person I had married was back. A big part of the depression was also triggered by her religious trauma. She was part of a cult-like upbringing where she didn't have autonomy over herself until we got married. I always have championed her in finding herself. So here's where it starts getting strange for me. She starts exploring more of herself and comes out to me as gay, but maybe bi, because she's very into sex with me. Okay, I think to myself, I'm not sure what to do with that. Then she continues her journey of, if she's not gay, under the gay umbrella, but if she's bi, she's not saying she wants to leave you, and if she's just becoming a witch, maybe that's fine. She continues her journey of self-discovery a few months later and then tells me she is a witch and believes she has psychic abilities. Ooh. You gotta be careful of recognizing. Is the music too loud? Thank you for letting me know. Let us make that quieter. The jazz got loud for a second there. I feel like that one track was too loud. You want to be careful that she's not experiencing some form of psychosis, because maybe she does feel like she has these psychic abilities, and there's like maybe she has extra keen intuition, or something triggered something else happening with her. I want to be supportive in her journey, but honestly, this did not end up being as fun as I thought it would be. Gay Witch sounded fun. I would know. But honestly, I'm just thrown way off. But the thing that really pisses me off was the next thing. She had a work conference she was going to attend, and she was prepping to go, and she suffered a minor stroke. It was terrifying. I thought I almost lost her. It was the worst experience I ever had. Fortunately, she was okay and would make a full recovery. In discussing her situation with the neurologist, they asked if she was on any antidepressants, which she was, or so I thought. Oh no. I found out after that she had stopped taking them for a couple months. I asked why. She didn't want to tell me, but admitted the conference she was going to was actually not a work conference, but a guided session with LSD for some healing ritual. This is where it gets maybe dangerous, and I would be concerned too. She wasn't going to tell me until after because she knew I wouldn't approve. I'm just so lost. I don't know who this person is anymore. I know if you grow, you will become different than who you were before, but this feels like too much. 1, you've admitted to yourself you're gay. Cool, no problem. We can figure out what to do. 2, you say you're a witch and have psychic abilities. Okay, I think that's silly and don't believe in that stuff, but let's see where it goes. 3, you were dishonest about going to do illegal drugs. I feel bad. Ooh. This is one where she definitely needs to be seeing, I think they said she was seeing a psychiatrist. If she stops seeing the psychiatrist, she needs to go back. Couples therapy, or break up. Ooh, I don't know how to actually give advice on that one. I'm concerned for her mental well-being. She needs to consult a doctor. She needs to go back on antidepressants, maybe. I don't know. I've never done LSD. I don't know what that's about. But she was once in a cult, and now she's going on this guided session for a healing ritual involving illegal drugs. I would be concerned that something similar, cult repackage. Unfortunately, some people are just susceptible to falling victim to cult practices. Even if you've been in one before, that doesn't mean you'll recognize it happening a second time, especially if it looks different, if it looks like a different package. It's witchery. And maybe, I don't know. I'm concerned about that. That's what that sounds like too. So I don't know. This did not end up being where I thought it would be. The claims of having psychic abilities and sudden switch up in personality sounds like she might be having a secondary mental health crisis. That's what I thought, especially if she stopped her medication. She needs to see her doctor. She's back on them, as far as I'm aware. This is OP. She was off of them for a couple months. Even with the medication, she seems convinced. Oh, I think it's too late. I don't know that it was being off the medication. But going back on it, I don't know that would clear whatever fog has made her think this retreat with witches doing LSD to heal. I don't know. Lying isn't okay to your partner. I'll say that much. Yeah, I don't know how to give relationship advice here, but safety advice, and continue talking to your psychiatrist, and don't go on any retreats where they're doing drugs, and telling you that you can do witchcraft. I've never heard of LSD. Feels like a weird drug to use for a ritual. That's exactly where I was about to go. I was like, that doesn't sound like something I've ever heard of happening in a little witchcraft session. Not that I frequent those, but I fall down holes of just being really interested in different topics, and we'll read about it. And if anything, like what you said, natural drugs are the only thing that you might see come up. Honestly, I've never even really seen drugs come up in that space so much, but LSD, I don't know. I don't trust that. Who are these people? How did she meet them? Because it probably would have been a recent discovery, whatever this group is for her. I would immediately not trust who they are. I don't know who they are. I don't know how long she's known who they are. You can't put "my wife is now a gay witch" as your title, because that's just not what I was expecting to happen. Oh, we have a Super Bowl party? How do I, 31 female, handle my husband's 36 male Super Bowl party? Did we all watch the Super Bowl? Was I the only one that didn't know it was Super Bowl Sunday? I thought it was actually the next Sunday. But I figured it out just in time for the halftime show, which is the only bit I would have cared about, and was phenomenal. Ooh, I kind of want to read this one. This is interesting, and I just want to see where it goes. How do I, male 31, bring up the subject of bathroom etiquette to my new girlfriend, female 29, after she left a giant mess in my bathroom? I'm curious, because this is a flip on what you'd normally see. Let's see what she's leaving. Very short. I didn't know that the Super Bowl happened until it happened. I know. I caught on halfway through, literally perfectly halfway through, and I was like, I had a psychic moment where I was like, when's the Super Bowl? Amidst the Sunday. I really thought it was the next Sunday. And then I look it up, and the halftime show is starting, and I was like, I just don't care. I didn't care this time. I haven't cared for a few. Whoops. Something in my psyche was like, girl, you don't want to miss this halftime show. And I'm glad that I didn't, because it really was so good. Okay. That was crisp. How do I, male 31, bring up the subject of bathroom etiquette to my new girlfriend, female 29? So I'm dating this new woman. I don't know why I hate that phrasing. I have this new woman in my life. She comes over to my home frequently. Well, she was over yesterday, and after messing around, she went and used my bathroom downstairs. After she left, I went to use the same bathroom the next day, and she must have had some explosive digestive issues. She left a huge mess in the toilet and didn't flush. It was sprinkled all over the seat and the lid. It took me a while to clean it up. It was truly a nasty scene. I don't know where to go. Who doesn't flush? I'm not sure how to bring this up because it was very disgusting. I get accidents happen, but zero attempt to remedy it is unreal to me. I really don't know what to say about that. At 29? Is this real? I would break up. Because here are all of the scenarios I can even imagine. No matter what, there's no scenario you don't even clean up the lid in the seat. Here, like, maybe it clogged, right? That's an embarrassing situation that you never want to be in. If you're at somebody else's house and you clog their toilet, you don't leave the seat like that. You don't do nothing. You swallow your pride, you humble yourself, and you go ask where the plunger is if it's not in there. Or you admit, like, hey, I'm really embarrassed, but I clogged your toilet. To leave it all like that? I don't know. Maybe was she drunk? Because that might just affect your bowels in a different way, but also your judgment. I can't think of anything. Somebody was like, barring a medical emergency, I cannot imagine any forgivable circumstance. But it couldn't have been a medical emergency because she said nothing and went back to bed and then went home. I don't know. Don't date grown adults that can't use a bathroom properly. Boom! Bingo! That comment's the best one. I literally would just break up. It doesn't sound like they're deep in a relationship with each other. He said, I'm dating this new woman. So I would just leave at that point. You don't even know each other that well, maybe at this point. It's just, it's new. It's a new relationship. I'd break up. At that age range, early 30s and late 20s, personally, don't think any of us should be in the business of having to teach that level of etiquette for the bathroom at that age. If someone doesn't know, well, I just can't imagine how do you do that? No kidding, that's a deal breaker. Actually, I would just break up. I'm not gonna sit down and have a conversation to explain what was wrong with that. Are you joking? Maybe she dated him because her toilet was broken. She's using him for the toilet. It cannot be but then she broke his toilet and cannot be bothered to fix any toilets. She's just out here destroying. This does sound like it's made up. That's what I was like, is this real? Because there's just no circumstance I can even imagine where she left it sprinkled on the seat. I hate that phrasing. Ew. Or, this is the only thing I can think. Her mission in life is to ruin the toilets of men. And only in that circumstance, I might be able to see her side if she explained it well. Maybe. She has a personal vendetta against every man that has most likely destroyed her bathroom or just been nasty in her space. And she said, I'm gonna go and wreak havoc on every man that I ever encounter and make them deal with it until they don't want to deal with it anymore. You know what? I don't know. Maybe this is her mission in life. Ooh, some of these titles do get me curious, I'll say. My 36 female husband, 39 male, just said something I don't think I'll ever be able to unhear. Girl, what'd he say? I think I'm gonna have to read it, because what did he say? Okay, let's go find out. I gotta know. Poop sprinkles. Oh my god. Because the amount of... I don't even want to know if I want to start the conversation. The amount of times that you'll hear about women doing the laundry for men and they'll find marks in their underwear. She had enough. Maybe it was him who started it. This is actually the only scenario I can... Maybe he started it. She was doing laundry. There's another thing that there's no excuse or reason that should be happening. Unless, barring like a single emergency, that should not be a regular thing that happens. As far as cleanliness goes, so that we need to know how to take care of those things. There should be nothing like that in underwear. And if there is, and you're having bowel issues that you can't control repeatedly, because that should only be happening in an emergency, not regularly, that isn't normal. You do the laundry then. You do it. Because that's disgusting. There should be nothing like that. We do not need to have... Yeah, okay. I don't want to, because that's another one where I think that if I would need to explain that to a person, I'd break up. I'm sorry. That's just not the business that I'm in right now. Okay, my 36 female husband, 39 male, just said something I don't think I'll ever be able to unhear. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I feel like I'm losing my mind. And I guess more than anything, I'm looking for a sanity check right now. Oh, hold on. If you weren't taught bathroom etiquette growing up, then that's understandable. I only would think that when you're 30, I don't think that's okay anymore. You're 30, you should have figured that one out at some point earlier. I'm not explaining that to a 30-year-old. It's like that excuse only works for so long. There's no way you don't know at 30. I just think, okay. I, 36 female, using a throwaway, love my husband, 39 male, dearly. We've been together for 7 years and married for 4. He is kind and non-judgmental of others and well-liked by pretty much everyone who knows him. And that's part of why what is happening right now has me really doubting myself. Basically, in the past, my husband has complained to me about very few things, but some of them include the fact that he is usually the one doing the dishes, picks up the dog poop, and deals with the garbage recycling. He's not wrong. These are tasks I hate and rarely leap at the opportunity to do. I appreciate he contributes greatly and also have made a point of stepping up into doing them more when he complains. In addition to these things, he contributes around the house by washing our towels with his laundry. He also does the majority of the grocery shopping and this is unheard of. And he does our budgeting and finances. He's a CPA and money is not my strength at all. He tends to be the person who feeds the dogs probably 4 to 5 days out of the week. Please now make a list of all the other things that occur in a household. I was like, okay, but then she's doing everything else, right? It's not like she's not doing anything. Hello, welcome! Welcome, Raiders. Happy Valentine's Day. It's actually really simple to be in a relationship. Just dump a bunch of their favorite things on them. Honestly, this is what blows my mind about so many of these relationship issue forums and threads, where the issue is just doing a little more than the bare minimum. The level of effort being asked of people is so small. Why is this so hard for some people? Why is it like pulling teeth for some people to get a matcha on a Friday? Please now make a list of all of the other things that we're reading relationship advice. So we just started this story. Basically, the husband does kind of the dirtier tasks around the house that OP just personally doesn't prefer to do, but will still do on occasion, especially if he's been doing them a lot and he's complaining. She'll pick up the task for him. So doing the dishes, picking up dog poop and garbage, which are like, if we're gonna be honest, other than the dishes, I feel like those are your stereotypical man tasks around the house. Those are the husband jobs usually. But then she says, please now make a list of all of the other things that occur in a household. This is where so much unseen labor is happening, where women are doing so much, and often men just don't notice these things are constantly being done. And it's a level of effort and manual labor that is unappreciated. Cleaning, organizing, home improvements, any regular maintenance or lower skill handy tasks, coordinating any services, appointments, and making any phone calls, and assign all of that to me. I do not complain to him about this. I do not ask him to do it, and I am generally happy to take care of it. And if I'm being honest, there's a if you want it done correctly, do it yourself element at play too. We don't accept weaponized incompetence in this house, though. Some of these things are so simple that they should be able to do it correctly. I knew this year would start on a rough note for him, so I made a point of trying to take a lot off his plate by staying on top of the things he usually complains about, like the dishes, trash, and recycling. He never acknowledged this, but I wasn't doing it to get credit for it. Meanwhile, my job has been subject to some major turbulence and insecurity following the inauguration, and it has been incredibly stressful and at times overwhelming. My first question and thought is for how much she is thinking of him and trying to help out by lessening his load, because he does do these things. He's doing more than a lot of partners, but we're not giving him credit just because he's doing the minimum equal shared labor in a relationship. Is he thinking of her in this way ever, at all? Of how much she's also working. She has a full-time job. She's also doing all of the other tasks around the house. But she's also thinking of him and sacrificing even more. Is he ever doing that for her? Is he ever thinking of her? Is he ever trying to lessen her load? She said he never does those things, but she does want it done correctly. But why can't he do it correctly? Things like, these things would probably be... I skipped. He has done nothing to ask me how I'm doing or talk to me about it. But again, his year has been off to a rough start. But so has yours, and you're doing these things. And I found myself asking him if he's okay because he worries about money, and I've been afraid of the uncertainty weighing heavy on him. These things would probably be tolerable on their own, but now I want to find out what he said. This is the whole reason. But now he started also minimizing and dismissing the work I am doing around the house for us. I've been cleaning like crazy in anticipation of his friends coming over today for the Super Bowl, and I spent all of last Saturday steam cleaning our carpets the entire day. At the end of it, he told me that he actually preferred the carpets dirty so he didn't have to worry about keeping them clean. As the person not cleaning them? Why would you even be worried about keeping them clean when you're not the one who cleans them? She's cleaning them. What do you mean? Ooh, I'm seeing a downward turn in this relationship where he probably started off really great. They were doing what sounded like an equal amount of the household labor while also doing both having a full-time job but sharing that load equally. It sounded like it started off great, and he's getting lazier and lazier, or possibly more stressed and depressed, not addressing those problems, probably not seeing a therapist, and is getting lazier and lazier. And I already just skipped ahead and can see. Let's keep reading. After I did our sheets, he immediately put his clean pillow on the floor next to the dog bed. I asked him not to because I hate when dog hair sticks to my face when I'm trying to fall asleep, and he insisted it didn't matter and dismissed me with, "It's all the same to me." Ew. I went out of my way to get a copy of a photo I knew he would like of him reading bedtime stories to his godchildren, and his response when I told him and asked him if the frame location I was thinking of using was a good fit, his response was, "I don't care." Bingo. He doesn't care anymore. That's something that might happen. I can understand where that begins for a man or person in general, where like you're doing all this work, you're feeling defeated, you're worried about money, you're worried about finances, you have all of this on your plate, but you're not considering that your partner also has the exact same amount on their plate, and they're also taking from yours and putting it onto their own. And you have the nerve to say you don't care? You don't care? I see that. It's an absolute major issue in a relationship when you suddenly don't care anymore, and you're okay with your partner lessening your load and taking on more, not acknowledging it, or not even caring if it gets done at all. That's what you need to book a therapy appointment, my man. This morning, after I told him I had given one of the dogs a bath because her brother managed to pee on her, he told me it wasn't a big deal. It is. It is. And now you've lost me entirely, because how do you think it's acceptable to leave pee on your dog in your home? You may as well be shitting all over your toilets too while you're at it. What is the deal with some people? This is where, like, I am a clean person, and I have pretty high standards of clean for me. For me. I do not impose these on other people. I only expect the minimum from other people. And there are people out here leaving piss on their dog. Imagine the wet dog smell, but they're wet with piss. I'd had enough, and I told him this was an example of a larger pattern that was emerging. She's aware. This is good. That's 100% true. That's when therapy needs to kick in, maybe couples therapy. He absolutely has no right to be in any way dismissive. If she's bringing this up to him, he better take it and then change. And that it sucks when he seemingly tries to tell me that the things that I care about aren't important because they aren't important to him. There's no respect for you. That's what that means. And that he had been doing the same with my work around the house, and he just stonewalled me. Ew. Basically told me it's my fault that he's not more supportive of... What? He told me it's my fault that he's not more supportive of me because apparently I don't support him. Break up. Then he tried instead talking about things I do that he doesn't like and focusing on my shortcomings. Ew. Dump him. Dump him. I don't know. I would be so upset at that point that I wouldn't want to try and fix it. He needs to go to a therapist still and fix that for himself, but probably for his next relationship, because I would break up. And when I called him on it, he started standing there saying, okay. Ew. That he isn't participating. He isn't willing to participate in a relationship anymore. Is this a husband? They're married. Oh. That's so disappointing, and it's not okay. He said, okay. Okay. He's not in the relationship anymore. He's already divorced himself from it. So may as well get the paperwork ready. He has no interest in doing any work at all. At all. Therapy immediately, yeah, but it doesn't sound like he's literally said, I don't care. And now he's just answering her with, okay. The last thing he said to me about all of this was that I need help for my mental health problems, and that he's sick of always being the bad guy. Well, then stop being a shitty partner. You know what I hate is hearing about these stories of guys being like, you always make me sound like you make me feel like I'm a bad partner. Like I don't want to always be the bad guy. Why I'm always the one screwing up. Stop. Then hear what your partner is telling you. Hear what changes need to be made. Because it's literally a bare minimum. It's divorce. You're sick of being the bad guy, then stop acting like one. There is no world where sick of always being the bad guy is the other person's fault because they're just saying the issue to you. That you have stopped trying, are no longer putting in any effort to the relationship. You do not care about the cleanliness of your home. It's such a minimalization also to say that these things don't matter to him, but they matter to her, so it should be more important to him. They shouldn't just be important to him because they're important to her. That's true. However, leaving piss on your dog, that should matter to you. It shouldn't just matter to you because it's important to your wife, which is true. It should matter to you because there's pee on your dog, sir. Your dog just got pissed on and you said you could leave it there. I don't know what to tell you because that's not acceptable at all. I think that's wild. He is divorcing himself from any responsibility. He is divorcing himself from having any acknowledgement that he is the problem. He's just sick of being the problem. Then don't be the problem anymore. Go to therapy. Pick up the slack where you have... He's obviously facing issues. It's work-related. It's money-related. None of that is an excuse, however, because I'm sure in his head he's like, I'm having a bad time right now, though. Me. That's all I hear. I don't know how to work towards a solution with someone who won't even acknowledge the legitimacy of the problem in the first place. She's very self-aware. It sounds like she might have been to therapy before, because that's 100% what is happening and what the issue is. He's saying it's an issue. He's saying it's not an issue because he doesn't care about that level of cleanliness. It's an issue because you're accepting piss in your home. On all of your things. You're leaving pee on your dog and then throwing your wife's pillow from the bed at the dog's bed, where the dog, who you would have left covered in piss, sleeps. And you said you don't care. And the comment about mental health problems is, he's the one with the... It's projection. So often, it's just projection. Isn't it crazy how often you'll see that, too? I feel like we see it on Twitter all the time in certain arguments and discourse where it's like one side of an issue is calling the other side... They're calling them out for these things that they are the one doing. You know what I mean? It's projection. And to say that she doesn't support him, it's all of this unseen labor. I honestly cannot believe he said something like that. It crossed a line that has never been crossed before, and it feels like this is the beginning to move towards gaslighting. Boom! She's seeing the pattern. I even said that this is the beginning of a bigger issue. It's moving in a direction that's very not good and very unhealthy and toxic and emotionally abusive. Let's not sugarcoat what these things, when they continue and you bring up the issue and they refuse to acknowledge it or change in any way, but they understand that it's hurting you in some form of way. And like, he would rather attack me than go anywhere near acknowledging or owning or apologizing for the way his behavior is impacting me. Because it's all about him. I'm trying to think of a single example of him owning a mistake in the past or apologizing for a wrongdoing, and I'm really starting to think he has never done that before. Whenever he complains about something to me, I don't challenge him on whether or not it's legitimate. I put work into changing the things that are bothering him, as seen by he's always the one doing the dishes and the trash, so when he starts to complain about it, which he's no business doing because it's just the fair load of the work in the home that needs to be done, and she's doing all the rest of it. But she's even acknowledging and doing something about it, where she'll take up doing the dishes to help him out sometimes. And he's never doing that for her. But I'm starting to think he doesn't know how to model the same behavior. He doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to, which is a problem, that he doesn't want to. Can someone give me a reality check here? Part of me thinks I'm overreacting. You're not. Part of me is worried I somehow am totally off base. You're not. And I don't even realize it, but that comment about mental health issues, that was projection. He's depressed, probably, but that isn't an excuse. You don't get to just keep behaving that way and be like, well, tough, because these are the issues I have right now. That's when you need to start acting on it and doing something, like therapy. Therapy is helpful for everyone. The top comment, you do realize you start off by saying this guy is kind and non-judgmental, and then go on to describe someone who is neither of those things. Right? Like when? My husband of 10 years they've been together. Ooh! And then the reply. This is not OP, but a reply from somebody else. This used to be me with my abusive ex, and I can tell you why. Because they are the kindest, most empathetic person with everyone except their victim. It's not okay ever when your partner becomes a punching bag for you, someone for you to talk down to, someone for you to expect to do manual labor for you for nothing, not even a thank you, not any acknowledgement. And then to say that the issue is her mental health problems when she hasn't complained, but he has complained. There's also probably, she's only beginning to realize this, like, slower downward. It's that escalation of these issues. You bring up the issue and it only gets worse. That's when you know they don't care. They don't care how it affects you. And there's probably a little bit of her wanting to still defend him a bit at the beginning, saying he's loving and kind and he's liked by everyone. Of course he is. It's always the partner that sees like the absolute, like the reality. I think he's stepping into his 40s and he's depressed. Probably not an excuse. What he needs to do is look at the situation and either face it and do anything to change the situation he's in, figuring out maybe first acknowledge he has mental health issues himself. That's one of the bigger issues at play. Go to therapy, go to couples therapy, apologize to your wife before she leaves your ass. But making your wife a villain and calling them the problem is unacceptable. And this cannot be tolerated, and that will not be an excuse forever. That's not okay. And it does become abusive when you continue to let that be an excuse for not changing and continuing to harm your partner. And she isn't even asking for anything. It's all of these wives asking for basically nothing. For me. And it's a lot of dismissive and downplaying of the behaviors from these partners. That's an issue too, because what he'll say is she doesn't need to be doing all of this manual labor and work, right? Like giving the dog a bath when it's pissed on, because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter to him. I forgot where I was going. I lost my train of thought. Yeah. It's entirely different to see someone when you're their partner in an intimate setting. That is often the only place that real person gets seen sometimes. Major issues that absolutely need to be looked at. And if he's not even willing to acknowledge that he has any issue, that's a problem. He's got to figure that out. He's 40. Okay. Did I give advice? I think I told her to get divorced. Well, that's all. That's all I got. I said couples therapy. That's the best I can offer. I always just say therapy and then probably break up. Let's see. Is the music still really loud? Because I do feel like also, for me, it's kind of loud still a little. Some of my volumes are all over the place. Yeah, we have been here for an hour. All right, I'm gonna do a few more. Does therapy always work though? No, and that's when you break up. Because if they're not able to change their behaviors through self-work and going to see a therapist, then there is no point in even continuing, because they aren't going to change. They're not seeking a way to change. They need to be seeking a way to change. And then unfortunately some people go to therapy so that they can learn how to weaponize it, which is unfortunate, and will just go there and lie. So it isn't a fix. It doesn't mean someone who goes to therapy is fixed or is even working on being better at all. The simple act of going, it's a matter of actions after the fact. Saying sorry is one thing. Going to therapy is one thing. Actually being a different person and changing your behaviors and being conscious and thinking of the ways that you're behaving and how it affects other people, that is what you need to see in action. And forever. That's something that you do forever. It's for the betterment of yourself, because as human beings we all deserve to do that, and it's for the betterment of the partner that you have chosen to be in a partnership with and are now mistreating. Do you love them? Do you want them to be treated better? Behave better. The person themselves need to be willing to change. Therapy works if you are willing to change. My friend says people never change anyway. I don't believe that's true. It is entirely up to a person whether they change or not. I do believe, and I always have believed, but you have to see them in actions. If you're not seeing in actions, they are manipulating you. Yeah. Yeah. I have to hold space for believing that people can change, because otherwise there would be no point in giving advice and telling people to go to therapy, which I do every time you read a story like this on Reddit, or anytime anyone has an issue. My first question, are you in therapy? Because I have to believe that that is true. But you have to see it. Gotta see it in action. Ooh, let's read about this one. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 28 female, fought over flowers. Yeah, people can change, they just have to want to. They can't just say they're doing it. They can't just go to therapy and think that counts as done. It's how they behave after. It's the ways that they acknowledge and change. And, you know, that starts with an apology. Some people don't even do that. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for almost 3 years now, celebrating our 3rd anniversary this March. Before we started dating, he mentioned that he wasn't the type to give flowers. Still, I subtly hinted that I love tulips, hoping he might change his mind. After a year of dating, I started a new job in the cruise industry. One day, I found a tulip and a sunflower on my desk, but there was no note or indication of who sent them. I assumed they were from my boyfriend. When he picked me up from work and saw the flowers, he asked where I got them. I told him I had no idea, but then it dawned on me that they weren't from him. I want to say, actually, immediately, it's a red flag when you start dating someone and they tell you that they will never give you something that you want. They just aren't the type to give flowers. That is such a lame excuse. What does that even mean? You just don't want to put the effort into buying flowers for your partner? I wouldn't date someone that was that type. It's like, okay, that's not my type then. That's just like relieving himself of any obligation of giving. I would hope, though, that still means he's giving her gifts in other ways. It's weird to say you just don't like to give flowers. That's a weird thing, to be the type to just refuse one specific type of gift. I don't really know. I don't know. But I have heard that before. I've had a partner actually up front tell me they weren't the gift-giving type in general, just to have an out so that they didn't have to ever give me anything. That is a red flag that I wish I knew at the time, but it's 100% just laziness. They just don't want to be bothered, and they don't want to be asked to be bothered or expected at any point. He said specifically flowers, though, which is weird, so he better be giving her loads of other things at least. I got told I don't give stuff ever. That is just not my type anymore. I started a new job in the cruise industry. Yeah, we read that. I told him I had no idea, but then it dawned on me that they weren't from him. I felt a little frustrated because he kept questioning why I accepted them. They were left on your desk. No one handed them to you, and you were like, oh, no, thank you, I have a boyfriend. Someone left them there and insisted I must know who gave them to me. He was convinced they were from my boss, despite me repeatedly saying I had no clue. We ended up arguing. Not acceptable. How dare he be mad at you? And ever since then, I would break up. Ever since then, he's told me that no matter how many times I ask, he will never give me flowers because of what happened. He said he was traumatized. Red flag. Red flag. Break up. A 3-year relationship, I don't think therapy will help this one. I think this is one of those times you break up. That's a major red flag. That is a symptom of a much bigger issue that this man has. And I would not attempt therapy with him. I would break up with him. And I would run, actually, far away from him. He was traumatized that she was given a flower by another man. And now, no matter how many times she asks, he will never give her flowers. He's punishing her for she did nothing. I mean, she stayed with him another 2 years after clearly bad signs. We're not blaming her. We're not blaming her because that doesn't matter. He shouldn't be shitty. This is manipulative. Oh, 100%. That is incredibly... That's a big red flag. That's like, it looks like it's a small thing, and that's how these men get away with these kinds of behaviors. And this is what makes women not leave, because they think it's a small issue. I don't want to break up over a flower. It's not about a flower, obviously, but not everyone is so... She's already 3 years deep in probably being manipulated at this point, so I really am not going to sit here and ask, why are you still with him? However, I am going to tell her, you should break up. That's a big red flag. Oh my goodness. I had that happen to me, actually. That's why I'm maybe reacting like this, where I was told, it was a whole different situation, but now, because of this, I will never give this to you. A punishment. That's actually insane. At one point, I jokingly said that maybe the only time I'd receive flowers from him would be at my funeral. Damn. To which he replied, break up. Actually, maybe murder him and then he can get a taste of having flowers for once in his life. To which he replied, even then, he wouldn't give me any. This man hates you. This man hates you. When your partner is punishing you for something someone else did that they didn't like, got jealous, whatever, he has no reason to be punishing her for receiving a flower anonymously. And then saying, even at her funeral, break up. Actually, maybe get a restraining order. I feel like there's some deeply disturbing issues at hand here. Even then, I don't really know how to feel about this. I'll tell you, very upset. And break up with him. Sometimes I get jealous when I see other people receiving flowers, especially their favorites, while I don't get any from my boyfriend. He does give me gifts for every occasion, which I appreciate. What's his issue with flowers? He needs therapy, but also I don't believe that this is one of those kinds of people that would maybe even benefit from it. That's like so deep. This issue runs so deep, I wouldn't feel certain therapy would save him anymore at this point. That's a journey for him to choose to go on. My judgment of him is not... should be no reason for him to stop him if he isn't truly so horrible deep down, but yikes. Any thoughts? Break up and run. Literally run. Even at your funeral. That's crazy. That is crazy. Someone commented, genuinely, this man hates her. When your partner is your biggest bully, I think that's a major sign that you're having an issue in your relationship. I understand what that's like. Your partner hates you if they're responding like this. They're treating you that way. They're punishing you for actions that you did nothing. She did nothing. She accepted the flower, which is just simply pick it up from the desk it was left on and take it home. She should have thrown it in the garbage. And then he probably would have been mad at her if he found out some other way and she didn't tell him. Or that's incredibly controlling, manipulative, and to say even at your funeral I won't give you a flower is so insane. He hates you. In the top comment, I wouldn't waste my life with someone so spiteful over something so minor that they said they wouldn't even get me flowers for my funeral. I don't even know how I think it does blow my mind some of the stories I'll read, and I've been one of them, that you have to come online and ask, and it's like, girl, that's the most obvious breakup that I've ever seen. That's the most obvious you gotta break up. He's traumatized. Maybe I can only imagine he did get hurt by a past partner at some point, and that's what his specific issue with flowers is. That's no excuse for all of these other behaviors. Maybe first start by being honest. Explain why. Why don't you like flowers? Did you have a partner that cheated on you and something had to do with flowers, like her cheating partner? Hello. Hello, welcome everyone. We're reading Reddit relationship advice. The best advice I can give to this last story is break up. I really have nothing more to say because that is the only option. Hello, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. Are we all having a lovely day? It is a lovely day today, I feel. My Valentine is sleeping on the couch. It's my cat. Her name is Star. And we're reading relationship advice, and I'm trying to pick out ones that are a little bit lighthearted because we don't want to actually sit here and just read a kind of sad situation for a person to be in. And maybe actually try to give some real good-hearted advice because relationships are hard. and they take work. And some people are out here not wanting to do any. Yeah, all the comments are just dump him, dump him. Other partners are available. You deserve better. You deserve flowers. He won't even make a sacrifice so small that it's just giving her a flower on a few special occasions a year. Or at her funeral. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's find another new fun story to read. Yeah, we're reading some big red flags. We had one. There are some that are just genuine. You got to communicate. Almost all the issues that we come across are communicating. Some of them, breakup is your only option. That one Valentine's one with the girl and her matcha, I believe that they can be okay. I believe with a better standard of communication, and he needs to be willing to listen. We don't know that he isn't. Maybe a little couples therapy. They could be just fine. If they really want this together, they can be just fine. This last couple, she's not gonna be okay. She needs to leave before she's worse. Because I can only see that getting worse. I broke up with my boyfriend today because I caught him cheating. I am so sorry. That's something I'll never understand. There are so many options available to you and just instead of being a cheater that I just will never understand why you don't take any of, like, what is the issue with just being with one person? And if you don't want to, then break up and then go be with other people. But there's a little bit of, at least now you can move on from them because you deserve someone way better than anyone who would even consider that an option, because that should not be any option for anyone. She needs to listen to Flowers by Miley Cyrus. So true. You can buy yourself flowers. You can treat yourself and all that. Maybe I'm going to go buy myself flowers. Mine are dying over there. I'm going to flip them upside down, I think, and save. Most of it's dead. But there's a couple of the little, like, baby's breath is super cute. And little foliage bits in there. I don't know. Ooh, this one. I was trying to. There aren't that many about Valentine's Day specifically. Let's read a few titles and see if any stand out. This one's kind of funny sounding. It started with crumbs in the bed. Now I, 26 female, resent my partner, 31 male, for working from home. It always starts with crumbs in the bed. Why are we eating in bed? No judgment. I'm really not a judgy person. I will judge you if you get crumbs in my bed, though. If you're going to eat in my bed, you better be so goddamn careful. My boyfriend, 39 male, thinks I'm 30 male, being insecure about him liking half-naked women on Instagram. I think making the issue that you feel insecure about it is really outstanding. That is, where does the audacity come from to make the problem about you being, why is he looking? Why is he liking them? That's a problem. This is the kind of man that I would expect to have the reaction of, would you want me to just delete my whole Instagram? No one said that. Why are you being dramatic? Why are you liking other girls on Instagram at all? Regardless of the amount of clothes. Why are you liking girls? Especially when they're not wearing clothes. Doesn't Scott get you flowers for your birthday every year? He does. Scott treats me so well. Best boyfriend. Okay. All right. Some of these, maybe. Let's keep reading. A few of these are whether they're sexually compatible. Those just don't sound fun for me to read right now. Not my cup of tea. I want some drama. I want some tea. I want some, maybe therapy can help you and it's not a doomed relationship. No. Okay. I thought that was going to be a different story. Never mind. My 25 female boyfriend, 26 male, has stopped putting in effort, or maybe there wasn't much to begin with. I'd break up. Any more of those stories, I'm breaking up. If they start off with a good amount of effort or just the bare minimum, but then the amount of effort goes down, I'd just break up. Ooh, this could be fun. How do I ask him out? 20 male, 21 female. You know, this one, maybe this one's hopeful and we can really give them some help. Hi everyone, it's Valentine's and I'm desperate. I don't know if or how to shoot my shot with this guy. I really like this guy, but we don't talk. I DM'd him a couple times and he was super nice. He responded super quick the first time when I asked about class stuff, 2 paragraphs, but I'm lost because he would respond and then not continue the convo. We used to play eye tag a lot until I got discouraged and stopped looking. He seems sad every day now. I still catch him occasionally. I do think his BFF knows I like him. He sits with him in both classes. I have 2 classes with him, so I see him every day. If it goes bad, it'll be awkward. It doesn't sound like you guys interact enough for it to really be that awkward. It'd be one thing if you're asking, how do I ask my friend out? Because I've tackled that subject before, and it's really not as bad as you might think it would be. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. A little bit of awkward is okay. You'll live. This guy, if you have 2 classes and you don't interact all that much, you barely DM, I don't think it'll be that awkward. I think shoot your shot. But if he's been depressed every day lately, I'd be willing to bet he's got something going on but has nothing to do with you. So maybe he is still interested, but he's got something else going on right now. He's super sweet and friendly and charismatic and single, and I dropped a couple hints on Yik Yak. Oh my god, do people still use that? Googling. I heard about this. I don't think I've ever participated in it. Or I feel like I've participated in something similar to this, but I can't remember. Oh my god, I didn't know that was still a thing. A non-Twitter for school, basically. That I like him, maybe not direct enough. I feel like you're going about it in a little bit of a teenager way, which they're 21, which is pretty young. My brain at 21 felt like I was still a teenager. You're really not as big and grown up as you think you'd be at 21, who can drink alcohol, and you're really not all that responsible yet. But I would just do it. I don't even know. I really don't know what to do. I want him so bad. I don't think it'll be that awkward when you're not even interacting all that much. You've got nothing to lose because you're not even really friends. Someone asked, why not just DM him and ask? Then at least you know. And I think knowing is better than just being in that limbo. And the OP responded, I'm so scared of messing everything up since I see him in class every day. Mess what up? You're barely talking to each other. It'll be fine. You'll see him in class. It'll be, yeah, somebody replied. Ask him out and accept that it might feel awkward for a little bit. And that's like really not the end of the world. You will get through a little bit of awkwardness. I feel like almost every interaction I have is a little bit awkward. That's just inherent when you're a little anxious. And it's not that bad. You know what I believe in? This is a belief of mine. I think that this has changed my mindset, especially as I'm older. I don't believe in feeling embarrassed almost ever. I feel like I've defeated the idea of embarrassment almost entirely in my personal life, and this is why. The only things that, like, when I think of things that would make me feel embarrassed, I'm not out here doing what I believe are truly embarrassing things. Like cheating, I think you should feel so embarrassed and ashamed of yourself. Those are embarrassing things. But the things that I think of when I think of embarrassment, asking a person out and it being awkward, or tripping in public, wearing sunglasses outside, or inside, sometimes I feel embarrassed. Things that are objectively not worth feeling embarrassed about, just human actions and interactions. It'll be a little bit awkward. You'll feel a little nervous. You have nothing to worry about. You have no reason to feel like you're being embarrassing. So ask him out. You've got nothing to lose. And then anything that's like a little awkward or a little weird, a little embarrassing, laugh it off. It's not a big deal. The real people who need to feel embarrassed are the people being weird, like real weird. Oh my god. My 25 female parents have chased away every boyfriend I've ever had. How do I prevent this from ruining my relationship with my current boyfriend, 28? At this age, how are they involved this much to be ruining all of your relationships? Family problems can be tough, actually. I don't even know. That's a really big story. Let's see. Ooh, this could be a good one. My partner is giving me an ultimatum. Is this manipulation? 49 male and I 46 female. Not necessarily. People make it seem bad when an ultimatum is given, that it's objectively a bad thing to do. I don't think it's always. If you're like, I need something to change or I'll leave, I don't think it's always the person giving the ultimatum is in the wrong or manipulating you. It really depends. But skimming this one, it doesn't sound like... It actually just sounds like they need to break up. Ooh, I like the sound of this title. Let's go with this one because it's way more fun for today. I, 21 male, asked her, 22 female, to be my Valentine. Can you please help me understand her response? Let's dive into the mind of a woman for a minute. We are an enigma. We had been talking and going on dates for a few months, and around a month ago, started talking every day. She had mentioned that February was going to be a busy month for her. Nightwing, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. I see why you did that now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to read the story because I'm not always the one who is very good at reading between the lines. Here's something that I have always struggled with. I'm much better at it now. It's a learned thing. I don't like that it's sort of a normal part of communicating for neurotypical people that they might say something and mean something else. That is not how I'm communicating. If I say something, I mean only the thing I said, nothing more, nothing less. And I feel like I'm very intentional with which words I'm using to be as direct and specific as possible so that there is no room for miscommunication. And then miscommunication will happen because I'm misunderstood, because they assumed I meant something I didn't say. Are we not all capable of just saying what we mean? It makes it so hard. I know not everything is easy to say directly, but also you're confusing. Some things are confusing. Let's see what she said. Maybe she was confusing. Okay. Going on dates for a few months. Around a month ago, they've been talking every day. This is great. This is great trajectory for their relationship. She's going to be busy. Mentioned that February was going to be a busy month for her, and then sent me this about a week ago when I asked if she was free for Valentine's. She hasn't been on social media since, not posting or liking anything, and I'm conflicted if she's actually really busy and will reach out later, or if she's done with me. I would appreciate any advice on how I should feel or what I should do. This is what she said. Oh my God. Something about the opening of the message she sent him does not feel hopeful for me. So that he asked her if she was free for Valentine's, and this is what she said. Thanks for all your support. I'm sorry, but I just have so much to deal with right now. I'm not able to be 100% emotionally available, and I think that's unfair to you. I think actually she spoke incredibly directly about what she means, especially with the fact that a lot of variables are unknown on my end. I am also not going to be very responsive because all my deadlines are quite literally happening now, and I'm dealing with other stuff on top of that. I'm not sure if I ever told you, but I have general anxiety and I really can't handle everything at once, so I need some space. Nothing against you, just how I operate. The opening, thank you for your support. Oh no, and then I'm sorry. I do think, call me naive, and valid. Yeah, actually, she's being very direct. I think the only thing that she hasn't been specific about, and where I'm naive for considering this being possible, I believe she is clearly busy right now. I think that's true. I don't know if she's saying she's turning down the relationship as a whole. Maybe it's only been a few months. She's not super pressed about Valentine's with you yet, and work is more important right now. What I would say is give her the space she's asking for and let her come to you. In the meantime, go about your business, do your work, give her a little time. Let her be the one to reach out to you. I don't know how long you wait before you maybe start considering seeing other people, or you send a message and say, hey, just want to be really honest. Are you still interested in pursuing something? Or do you want to go separate ways? Something like that. Because I don't know that she's truly ending it entirely, or right now I need space. We've only been dating a few months. I can't spend Valentine's with you, and I have a lot going on. I can't handle this. Because going from texting every single day, and then she hits a period where she's really, really busy and can't handle it, she might still be open to it if you are willing to sort of be on hold for a little bit. That's up to you. You're allowed to decide, no, I don't really want to wait while she's busy. But thank you for your support. It's insane. I don't think I'd ever use that phrasing for a partner. That's what I say to you. That's what I say to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. That's absolutely like putting a wall, I feel like, between you, where it's, I don't know. I definitely would give her the space, and you can decide to just move on fully if you want to, or give her some time and wait it out and see after February, if you're willing to wait, what happens in March. If you're really hopeful that you really like her, you want to see if it could still go somewhere. But thank you for your support. Yeah. She really doesn't want to hurt his feelings. Yeah, and I believe her. Call me naive. I believe her that she's probably busy. He said that she hasn't been posting on social media, and she's just really overwhelmed right now. And to be balancing a really busy period with work at the same time as what is a new relationship, and she's like, you're just not my priority right now. That's completely valid. Even if she still was interested in him. If I were her and if I was her and I was still interested a little bit, just needing to get past this busy time, I would have included something about that. Like, I'd still like to pursue this. I just don't have time and space right now. If you're willing to wait, have patience, I would still like to see you. I would have included something like that just to be clearer, and she didn't. So maybe she is just being like, that's enough now. I've got work. If she's dealing with anxiety, then thank you for your support. Yeah, I'm sure that maybe they've already had some sort of a conversation where she's like apologetic, or I'm super busy, I'm just really stressed right now. It just sounds so. Thank you for all your support. Yeah. I wouldn't hold out the most hope, but you definitely don't have a Valentine this year, so I'm sorry. You definitely don't have any plans this time of year. Here's another one. My 19 female girlfriend asked me for some space. They did it wrong. 19 male, have given it and need advice. Not all of the time when you're in a relationship, and you're asking for space, is it a bad sign or something to be worried about literally at all. Sometimes it is just what your partner needs, and the way that you need to support them is to give them that space and then let them process whatever it is that they have going on, and then come back to you to talk about it. You always have to come back to talk about it. Because I've had a partner be like, you don't let me walk away from problems, and I'm like, I understand you wanting to walk away from it temporarily to process and think about it, but no, obviously we eventually have to come back to it. And he was like, yeah, that's what I mean. You always make me come back. And I was like, well, what? What do you mean? Yes, eventually the problem does need to be addressed. That doesn't work. Let's see. These are where communication kind of breaks down for some people, and being a little clearer could help out. Okay, I was very hesitant on doing this, and I still am as I'm typing this, but I'm in dire need of advice. So 19 male, and my girlfriend, 19 female, have been going out for 5 months. In that time, we've spent a lot of time together. Too much, in fact. I have noticed this, but didn't say anything because overall I didn't really mind, but I had a feeling there may be some problems in the future. Probably dumb of me, but I am an outgoing person, so talking with people is something I enjoy. However, on this point, I have said to her multiple times and directly that if she wants time alone or time alone with her friends, to just let me know. We both talk to each other's friends and are on fairly friendly terms with all of them, but I understand wanting some time with them alone. She said yeah and thanks, to which I thought she knew that she could say that this time. Or say this at any time, rather. Fast forward to 2 days ago, where she starts to just straight up ignore me. Oh, I don't find that acceptable ever. You don't get, that's stonewalling. You don't get to just ignore and walk away. In my country, Valentine's Day is more inclusive, as it's called, translated to English, Friends Day. That's beautiful. Because, yeah, Valentine doesn't have to be only about romantic partners. Heck yeah, I love that. There's so many kinds of love. That's why you should go watch Scott's video, because he did a couple's Valentine's Day escape room, and I was reading the little comments on it, and somebody was like, I love that there's a gay couple, there's a straight couple, there's a 2 male friendship duo and the 2 female friendship duo, and it was just a really cute, he did a really good video. There's more couples. I think there's more than 4 couples. I forget the comment, but I love that. Okay. Fast forward to 2 days ago, where she straight up ignores me. No text, no nothing. We go to the same college, and I saw her earlier, to which she was fine, but then wasn't. Later, I saw her with some of our friends and asked to talk. She told me that we were spending too much time together and that she had to break down to her friends and somewhat me about it, and she needs space. I told her that all she had to do was ask. Here's the thing. After she said this, I was mad. Not mad at the fact she wants time alone, but simply this all feels blown way out of scale. To me, this is as simple as, I want to spend time alone with my friends. All right, I'll leave you be. Enjoy. But she had a full meltdown, and I was ignored for hours. Yeah, that's not good communication. Let's just say I was hurt, annoyed, frustrated, and upset. We talk to the same people. Most of my friends are with her friends. We just kind of are together a lot of the time. But in true sincerity, I don't mind and would actively push her to spend time with her friends alone. I have done, and now it's blown up to this point, and I don't know. She said she felt like she had to spend time with me. We had to call every night, and we had to sleep on call every opportunity. She said she wants to pull back on that stuff too. Again, I'm fine with that, but it was all blown up too much in my opinion. I didn't sleep much the next 2 nights until today, where I've kind of had a mental shift. I used to make sure she didn't have anything she wanted to do before I did a solo activity, gym, walk. Now I don't want to give the option anymore. I don't want to reply quickly to texts. I don't want to really see her much. Now I'm questioning a lot of my feelings towards her. This is not the first time we've had an argument about this, but this feels different. Normally, we would go back to fine and jokes again, but I feel different, and all honestly, I care less. Hello! Good morning! Star just awoke from her nap on the couch. She's emerged from her burrow. She looks like she wants to go back in. She's got to sit and process after waking up sometimes, so she's just sat staring into the void. Yikes. Yeah, they don't have good communication. He's being very clear, like, I will give you all the space that you need. I just need you to let me know when, because I like being around you. I like hanging out with people, and I'll never turn down the opportunity. But if whatever you need, whenever you need it, just tell me. It sounds like they're not compatible if she can't work on a way to communicate with that with him better. Because she's not in the wrong for wanting time alone. She's in the wrong for not telling him and ignoring him and leaving him feeling kind of unwanted, probably. I know how bad that sounds. I know I should care with my full heart, but I feel somewhat reserved. I constantly start to just get annoyed at some things she does that I used to casually brush off. I don't know how to bring this up. I feel lost. But worse, I'm constantly angry. I'm not an angry person. I would say I do remain calm a lot of the time. I think overall I'm just hurt at the fact nothing was said when it was such an easy conversation to me. I think the part that also probably is frustrating, if they're sharing a friend group, like they have a lot of overlap in friends, and his partner is going to her friends to say they're spending too much time and had a breakdown with them, and he's sitting here like, I've always told her she can. But maybe he's worried they might think differently of him. It might affect his friendships when he has been supportive of her spending time alone. She just needed to communicate and she's not communicating. That's frustrating. I think overall I'm just very hurt at the fact nothing was said and it was such an easy conversation. Today was kind of the biggest indicator to me of this. We didn't see each other much in college, maybe for an hour total, and had 2 hours together afterwards, but I won't lie, I wasn't looking forward to seeing her. I don't look forward to our calls. I don't look forward to doing anything with her. I don't have fun. I don't feel comfortable or safe as much as I did. That might be time to break up. Then tonight we called for a bit and we both went silent for about 10 minutes. At this point, wanted to sleep. I had slept prior for 2 hours-ish, and she seemed pissed. Hey, if you need space and now she's mad at you... Annoyed and telling me to sleep. I tried asking was there anything she wanted to do or if she wanted to talk, and she just told me to go to sleep. So I got ready for bed, said goodnight, and I hung up. And she said she didn't want to sleep on calls anymore. I think you have to break up. You guys are starting to fight, and you've already communicated what the issue is, and nothing has changed. And you're just becoming more distant now. I think that it's just the relationship falling apart. It's a matter of, does she want to be with you still? She needs to be able to communicate. She isn't. And now you don't want to be with her anymore, so I don't know if couples therapy is the answer here anymore. You might just need to break up. They're so young, too. They're 19. This might just be the gradual end of a relationship. If she doesn't want to be with him, she should just break up, but I don't know what she wants. But it just felt like it was the wrong thing to do. I feel like I'm going crazy. So the question is, do I say all this to her? I would do that, and then from there make the decision based on how she responds to bringing up this issue. Especially he said that they've had arguments before, but never like this. I don't know what to do. This is my first relationship, so I've never had to navigate something like this. Probably her too then. And if talking about it doesn't lead you in a direction of fixing any problems or anyone changing behaviors, like her communicating better, then you break up. And also, in case anyone is wondering, no, I haven't went to anyone about this. I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't want to ruin her image in anyone's eyes. That was my first thought, that they share friends, and she's going to them about her issues with him, even though there should be no issue because she can just tell him when she needs space. But she's not doing that. She feels like she has to hang out with him, but he's not making her. It's something I personally dislike about certain situations when people go for advice, but instead both the ranter and the advisor just chat shit instead. Well, that's different. That's different. I think he should break up with her. Yeah, they're 19, and it's his first relationship. Maybe also her first relationship. They're still very young, early in their little dating lives, probably. I would bring it up as like one final, at least, and then, you know, maybe give it some time, or just make the decision on whether you even want to be together anymore. Because he's given her that chance. All right. Sometimes you're just not the right people, and it's okay. It doesn't mean anyone's a bad person. They both need to probably work on communication. Because you never can be the greatest at communication in your first relationship. So he doesn't know how to navigate it, which is why he's coming to Reddit. We don't know that what she's doing is shit talking, though. That's where I would disagree with him, thinking that that's what's happening, or being afraid of going to your friends for support turns into shit talking. That's not necessarily what's going on. I wouldn't assume that, because more often than not, especially when women go to each other for advice and to talk about things that are happening in their lives, it's demonized and looked down on and called gossip, even when it's just simply sharing facts. So I wouldn't assume anyone's talking shit about you. I wouldn't be worrying about that, but I would maybe break up with her. Ew! My 30 male husband, 26 male, has a secret Snapchat to stay or to leave. Leave. Break up. Husband? Break up. Secret Snapchat? Break up. Of all of the social media to have a secret one of, too. Snapchat? Break up. That's not good. That's never good. What do people use secret snaps for? Only evil. Only nefarious things. Even having a Snapchat regularly. No offense. I don't have one. I haven't ever had one. I haven't had one in 10 years, and I only ever had one with my friends in college. Barely used it. Some people on Snap are weirdos. There's probably got to be the most weirdos on Snapchat of any social media app. I don't think everyone using Snapchat is nefarious, but definitely when it's in secret, they are. Okay, let's read that one. Background. We have been legally married for less than a year, but haven't had our wedding ceremony yet. Scheduled for this fall. Just don't do it. I have caught him doing a few sketchy things in the past. Break up. What are you doing? We don't blame her, but what are you doing? As it pertains to messaging other men on social media. Break up. Break up. That man's gay. Break up. Multiple times in the past, messaging other men. Break up. Where did you get married? What? The last major time we almost broke up, but he convinced me to give him another chance, and he blew it, clearly. He was sending disappearing pictures back and forth with some explicit message content. Break up. What are we staying for? Oh my goodness. Here's a conversation I'd love to have people have more. The amount in just reading a few of these stories that we hear of what things women will tolerate in a relationship. Oh my god, I totally read this wrong. Okay, still. They're both men. My 30 male, I didn't catch that. Husband, 26 male. They're both men. They are gay. They were gay the whole time. Still cheating, though. Still would break up. This is still a problem. I was going to go on a different rant. It's different now. I'd still like to say it, though. The amount that women will tolerate, where I'll hear these other men having conversations about how women's standards are too high. Bitch, where? It's not relevant anymore, but I still think about it. They've always been gay. It's okay. Okay, but he is cheating on you, so you should break up. He made the excuse that it meant nothing. He was just horny. Break up. Oh my goodness. Why are we even making excuses to stay? And liked the attention. This is a problem. This is a problem. He's 26 and you're 30. He's not grown enough. Not always is a 26-year-old not going to be grown enough for a relationship with a 30-year-old. This one's not. We had a long conversation about how this was not okay. He apologized and said he viewed it as just getting off. Sorry, that's still cheating. What? Okay, here's a conversation that we can have because I've seen it be had before that I simply don't understand. I watched and read all of the comments of a whole conversation of people having that were basically about Ren sent his audience here thinking you were family friendly. Not today. Why? Did I say anything really bad? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so sorry. Uh-oh. Let's, We'll make this a little PG. Well, you know what? We'll make it a little bit more PG. The conversation I was about. I'll skip over the fantasies part he's about to get into. I'll skip that. Don't worry. What I did want to say is this whole conversation I've seen had of people saying that cheating is different for men and women because when men cheat, it's just a physical thing, and when women cheat, it's an emotional thing. Hot take: they're both bad. Hot take: that's not always true because not all men and women are the same, and also they're all bad. All cheating is bad. You know what? Even this story, break up. We're done here. That's all we needed to give advice about. Why are we even still together? Break up. Many of these were very lighthearted. We can keep the rest of them pretty lighthearted. They were like, how do I ask this guy out? How do I tell my partner I wanted a different Valentine's gift because he got me the wrong one? Sophia! What did you just do? Oh my god. Oh my god, thank you so much. I was like, it just kept going. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sophia just gifted 50 subs. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm buying myself flowers today. I'm buying myself flowers for the week. Hot take: don't cheat ever and don't stay with a cheater. I have heard of people forgiving a cheater and they truly and genuinely changed and grew and are good now. I would never. I would never take you back. To each their own. Pretty easy to not do. I don't understand it. I'll accept no excuses for it. You know, couldn't be me, but good luck out there. The only time, and I'll only bring this up because we did it on stream, we were watching cut videos, which are so fun. We love watching those. It's a good time. And there was one that was like 5 people that got cheated on and 1 secret cheater. And I was like, ooh, let's watch it. What it turned out to be was an unfortunate, like, cheating on cheating, like cheating back and forth relationship, which is just like, she got cheated on first, so she cheated in retaliation, and that was her story. And it was really, really sad. And she said it was a very harmful relationship, and it was like that perspective. I can understand it having happened and her never doing it again. I don't necessarily believe always once a cheater, always a cheater. If you did it to me, though, never forgiven. However, good luck out there. Change, grow, be a different person, be better for the next one. Not me, though. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's find a fun one. We meant for these all to be fun, lighthearted stories. That was definitely what I was looking for. Why would you drop to their level? This is where I will not still blame. This is a complex conversation of being a victim of actions. And should you just leave? Is that objectively the best or just maybe most obvious to most people like of a choice to make? It's not always so easy in certain types of relationships. And also there is the whole reactive. It's just, you should leave. You should leave. And it's not okay. And she shared her story, and I understood. But yeah, it's something that I could believe from her that she would never do again. Even having ever done it, I could believe her not doing it again. But I'm not dating her. Let's see. My wife, 42 female, keeps telling me, 36 male, to divorce her. I think that you should divorce her then. I'm going to move on from that one. My 24 female husband, 31 male, is ignoring me because I called him lazy. Break up. Most of these I'm just going to tell you to break up, I feel like. Ooh, this could be interesting. Few things make me judge someone as hard as cheating. There's exceptions with, there's like the few that really aren't usually worth bringing up. It's one of those really horrible, in most situations where it happens, you were just being a horrible person. I, 28 female, found this Instagram message on my husband's 36 male phone. Unsure how to interpret. Let's interpret it. That could be fun. I hope. What's the message? For context, we've been married for 3.5 years and together for 5. We have 2 children. 1 6 from my previous relationship and 1 2.5 together. I have been in 2 prior relationships where I have been cheated on. So, of course, my brain always thinks the worst. I had a nagging feeling to look at his phone the other day. First time in our entire relationship, that intuition. Never ignore it. And when I did, I noticed 2 things. 1, he has at least 10 girls on his Snap I don't know. Why are these grown men snapping other women? Why are they on Snapchat? Why are we here? What are you doing? And one of them had a selfie in the chat that he responded a fire emoji to. All other chats were deleted. Break up. Leave him. Leave him. 2, I found this message thread with a married woman I do not know. There is no picture, so I'm trying to read between the lines. And of course, all my girlfriends have said it's fishy. This is beyond fishy. This is, I'm pretty sure, just cheating already. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Woo! Okay. Let's read the message. He replies to a story. What kind of bakery are you running over there? And then like laughing emoji and the silly, goofy tongue sticking out emoji. Ew, cringe. She replies, cleavage and carbs with this emoji. He replies, haha, you should open that place up. And then a bunch of money emojis. She replies, bah ha ha ha. And then the like sideways laughing emoji. Break up. Divorce? Ooh. Divorce. It's the worst. Oh my God. It's when they're married that it's the worst and they have a kid. There are 2 kids involved. One is one they have together. Hello. Come back. That's my Valentine. That's my girl. Thank you for the blesses. Star. All right. Ooh, they have to break up, I think. If he's snapping in private and he's actively deleting messages to make sure that they're not there anymore, he's cheating on you. It's so sad when you hear, I feel like it's not so uncommon that when someone has experienced being cheated on, so often it's happened more than once. And I don't know what it is, but I do think sometimes the universe is out here seeing us making the same mistakes and ignoring some of the same signs sometimes. Please focus on me. Thank you. That they will continue to try and teach us the same lesson, but it gets harder and harder until you learn how to see those signs better and demand better. 3.5 years together. No, 3.5 years married, together for 5. And she's been cheated on twice before. Break up. Where'd the jazz go? The jazz stopped. Bring it back. More jazz. Okay. They're married for 3.5 years. Not 1.5, 3.5. I don't even want to assume that there even would have been other signs earlier, though, because sometimes there really aren't. And that's the scariest thing, is that you could be with someone for years, and the first sign, they like change on you suddenly after years. Some of them are sneaky like that, you know what I mean? That's a terrifying thought. Uh-oh. How can I, 27 male, break up with my girlfriend, 26 female, who thinks I'm the one? You just gotta do it. Too many people are also too afraid of being the bad guy and just breaking up because they're afraid. And so often you'll see, instead, they just treat you worse. And so that you break up with them. That is unacceptable. So let's hopefully tell them how to do it. Hey people, I'm currently in a 2-year relationship with my girlfriend. I've always wanted her since we went to school together, but she always rejected me. Around 2 years ago, she told me that she fell in love with me, and I was the happiest man alive when we came together. Last year, we moved into a beautiful apartment that we both rent. We both have good jobs, but since then, I've realized that we're just not compatible. One moment. Okay. While I'm more on the sensitive side, she always shouts in fights, talks down on me, and can generally be quite mean in what she says. Shouting is never necessary. The worst part, however, is that we found that there is almost no similarities in terms of our hobbies, passions, and general day-to-day life. You dated for 2 years. No, you dated for 1 full year before moving in together and didn't realize that? Well, I usually watch the movies and series that she wants to watch. She won't do the same for me, always telling me that she doesn't like them. Shortly before we moved in, I became very depressed and anxious and hoped that moving together would get rid of that. Since then, my depression has become much worse, even going so far as to me having to consult a psychiatrist and taking Prozac. I feel like every moment fighting with her over the smallest things is You shouldn't be fighting over small things all the time. You gotta break up. Or go to couples therapy, but probably in this case, he obviously just wants to break up. You just have to do it. I know that it's hard. I know that it's never fun, but you do just have to. That you just simply do. You don't get any other way out. You don't get to try and find a way to make them break up with you. You don't get to treat them worse or withdraw and hope they leave you. You have to do it. And there are many respectful ways to go about it. I tried talking to her on every occasion, stating that I'm just not as happy as I used to be and telling her reasons for that. She always said that I'm right, that she gets angry and annoyed very quickly, and that she tries to work on it. Is she seeing a psychiatrist? Is she in therapy? Fast forward to last weekend where nothing has changed at all. My grandmother has Alzheimer's and fell pretty badly onto her face in her nursing home. My mother and I were upset and immediately rushed to where the nurses told us that the fall was so bad that she doesn't want to eat or drink. I texted my girlfriend about this and told her that I'm not feeling well and having to rest a little when I get home. When she got home after me, she immediately started fighting over a small thing. I didn't hear her ringing the bell because the dishwasher and the TV were on, instead of asking about my grandmother or mother or me. The next day, we had another talk about the relationship and that I think I can't continue like this. She then started crying, asking me for another chance to finally prove that she cares about me and what I say. I accepted her apology, and she said she'll do better. Since then, I feel like she's being overly friendly, almost to the point where it feels unnatural or like acting. That feels like one of those times where you bring up an issue, and for a small period of time, they're like above and beyond about it. But then it goes immediately right back to nothing, rather than just doing the regular amount of effort that they're asking for. She's always saying I'm the one that she wants to marry. Since last weekend, I really want to end the relationship, move out of the apartment, and start healing mentally before going into another relationship, but I'm afraid that it will completely destroy her if I break up now. You have to break up with her. The state of the person on the other end, like her, and being worried for her if he breaks up with her, is really, really not his responsibility to stay with her because he's afraid of how she'll be or handle it after. You have to do it. Even if she starts crying, even if she starts begging, you have to walk away. Those are hard people to leave, definitely. But you gotta sit her down again, because you did already try to break up with her and she begged you for another chance. You tried to give her that chance. You don't want to be in the relationship anymore. You just have to tell her that. Maybe probably have your stuff already ready to be out of that apartment immediately, because I also could be concerned with how she responds. She's the type that sounds like she gets angry. So I'd be concerned with what she does with your things after, but you really can't stay with a person because they are guilting you into it. You cannot stay because of those reasons. Things that person does after you break up with them are not your fault. You need to leave. I completely agree that you need to break up with her. The ugly truth, however, no matter how you do it, you probably are going to break her heart. This is it, the point of hurting people in our lives sometimes is not that you try to avoid it. Just sometimes choices that we make that aren't wrong or mean or invalid will hurt people just because it disappoints them. They had different expectations or hopes, and making them feel that way because you like breaking up with her and having her feel so sad and disappointed and left. That's hard, but you still have to break up with her. Feeling those ways is okay, and she will get over it eventually. It doesn't make you bad for hurting someone because you broke up with them and you don't want to break anyone's heart. You can't stay with them. You gotta break up. And disappointment is a very natural thing to feel after things don't go the way that you hoped. And that's not the end of the world. That's okay. It's okay to hurt people because you need to make a decision for yourself, but you're not. It's like, obviously don't be selfish, but this isn't the situation that we're talking about. Yeah, you just have to do it. You kind of just have to do it. My 25 female boyfriend, 26 male, told me this morning that Valentine's Day is a fake consumer holiday. Is this an excuse for him to not have to buy you anything? Because that's unacceptable. Break up with him. For context, we have celebrated the last 5 Valentines. We went out to eat, got chocolate and flowers. We've had 0 issues before. He has never complained or made these comments before. I told him this morning about how I care about the holiday, even if he thinks it's fake. That doesn't even make sense. I'm going to finish reading it because it's really short. But that explanation for not wanting to buy her something because it's a consumer holiday makes no sense. It's not about consuming. It's about your partner. You don't even need to pay money. It's about your partner. It's about your partner? Do you care about your partner? He says that I'm not taking his side into consideration, that he doesn't want to spend money on you. No, I wouldn't either. I just feel like I'm not asking for much. I just wanted flowers and chocolate-covered strawberries and to watch a movie with him. He then told me that my favorite holidays are all fake anyway. Halloween, Christmas. Yes, everything is made up. Congratulations, this is the world we live in. We made it all up. The point, the root, the important bits, Valentine's Day, the important bit, isn't about spending money on corporations. It's about loving and honoring your partner. Christmas isn't about whatever. It's about whatever you want it to be about, really. But family, giving, cooking, whatever your Christmas is about. This is just a way of not having to give in a way that you don't want to because you want to be lazy. I told him that what he said. Also, Halloween? What is your issue with Halloween? You don't want to buy her candy? I don't even know what you'd have to do for your partner on Halloween that he's upset about. It's fake. Why is he such a hater? I would break up. I told him that what he said hurt, and I have been ignored all morning. At this point, I'm just sad because it feels like it came out of nowhere. Maybe like 6 months ago, he started acting weird around holidays and our anniversary. Not the anniversary too. He just hates you. He doesn't want to give anything to you ever. He's so lazy. He told me that the gift he got me for our anniversary is also my birthday and Christmas gift. Break up. Break up. This is not a time where therapy will help him. Break up. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you. He literally just doesn't like you. If he no longer, this is the comments now. He just doesn't like her. If he no longer wants to celebrate these types of occasions, that's a conversation the two of you should have. But to say that on the morning of, he didn't do anything for the day and offering this as justification, I'd be hurt too. Every holiday is made up. Everything is made up. It's not about that. It doesn't matter that it's made up. Do you like her? Do you like her? Why are you with her? You don't want to give her anything. Even for her anniversary, it's birthday, anniversary, and Christmas gift in one. I'd break up. I'd get maybe physically violent. And I have never. That's just lazy. I don't even know how you make any excuse. I just don't want to give you 3 different gifts. That's just admitting that you are lazy and you don't care about your partner. Depends how expensive it is. 1,000,000,000% she doesn't care. 1,000,000,000,000,000,000% she doesn't care how much money. That has never mattered how much money. That has never been an issue. That will not be the issue here, I guarantee. Has nothing to do with money. Because he could still give her 3 different gifts that cost nothing. It isn't about money. That's like a thing men make up when giving gifts to women. And especially the worst thing is when they give you something expensive and they want praise and you don't even like it. It's not something you like. But they think the point is they spend a lot of money. No one cares about how much money. No one asked you to spend how much money. Pick something they like, right? Oh, no. Make something with your 2 hands. Put in effort and thought. And acknowledge that you know and love your partner. Or break up because you clearly don't like her. Yeah, I think he needs to get dumped. And if you're dating somebody that genuinely is expecting just an expensive gift, like they don't care what it is, they just want a lot of money spent, then you should break up if that's not the kind of partner you want to be with. I wouldn't even... Why are you dating then, if that's the issue? But 1,000,000,000% it is not about the money. That's just an excuse. Hi, baby. She's loafing, looking at me. All right, let's read one more. I want to read a good one. Yikes. I, 25 female, almost cheated on my long distance boyfriend, 28 male. How do I tell him? I think you break up. I think that if you're at the point of almost doing it, maybe break up. Or reevaluate the situation you're in. Let's just give him these titles. 38 female and 30 male. We've been in a long distance relationship for the last 10 years. Oh my goodness. I don't know. 23 female and 23 male. Not sure what direction this relationship is heading. Any advice? None of these are really standing out to me. I, 20 female, have been seeing this guy, 25 male, for a little over a month, and he hasn't said anything about Valentine's. I don't know, a month? It really depends what someone means by dating, because do you mean you are in a relationship? Like he has asked you to be his girlfriend and you are in a relationship? Or you've just been going on dates for a month? I don't think I'd expect a Valentine from someone I was just going on dates with for a month. But the moment you enter a formal relationship, Valentine's Day becomes relevant for you, even if it's only a month. I feel like you signed up. You made an agreement. One day you should do a Google form giving my chat advice. I did do one where I took something from chat where I had people submit. It was a different thing, though. That could be fun. That could be fun. I like finding ones that feel like they have something that I can genuinely give help on. But... My boyfriend, 24 male, thinks his mom will be jealous of me, 20 female. Break up. I would avoid that. I don't know what's going on there. Moms of boys can be so weird. I would run. A text might be nice if you've been dating, but that should be the bare minimum for being partnered. Yeah, like if you've asked them to be, if you asked her to be your girlfriend and a month later it's Valentine's, I would expect something. If you've just been going on dates and you haven't had the exclusive conversation, you've just been dating, going on dates. In my mind, the word dating means in a relationship, and going on dates isn't dating. It's I feel like there's a lot of... You got to be clear on what you mean when you're talking about dating. And I don't know about these situationships that these kids are talking about these days. I don't know what that all is about. Oh, why are these stories repeating? I already read these ones. She's just doing little drive-by rubs. I, 25 male. Situationships and love bombing is so insane to me. Those are also two different things. But if love bombing is happening, run. Run. It's so hard to recognize because you're like, ooh, what a treat. So much romance. What's the thing they say? 3-month rule? If that's not maintained after 3 months, that was a manipulation tactic. But situationship? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that sounds like for me, but you kids out there, stay safe. I, 25 male, and my wife, 25 female. We've been married for 4 years. I want to know how to restore my cheerful feelings towards my wife. Yikes. I don't know. Okay, let's keep skimming. I just feel like none of these are really doing it for me. This is very... Did somebody say something about the Twilight soundtrack earlier? Or something else? This song is giving me Bella's Lullaby right now. Am I wrong? You gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Something about me scrolling is making some of the stories from the top repeat. Ooh, here's one. How do I find a compromise? How do I, female 33, find a compromise with my fiance 39, male, on eating out at restaurants? finding a compromise. It could be like a... Oh, is it too loud? I'm sorry. Is this that one song that plays too loud in this? Yeah. Come here. Want to come sit on my lap? Come here. Nope. Nope, she doesn't want to. It's, oh. Okay, we're gonna read this last one. It's her dinner time. All right, and I gotta go after that. Got some Valentine plans. All right, let's read the compromise. Let's try and help them find a compromise. That feels like they're trying to do some work. Dear God, that is the longest one. That is the longest one I've seen today. Okay, let me just quickly skim or maybe something else. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. I, 26 female, made a joke to my fiance, 26 male, and now he's pretty upset about it. What was the joke? Okay, this is reasonable. Throw away because I don't want my entire medical history on my main. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 4 years. We don't really have any issues because anytime we have a disagreement, we just talk about it. So arguments don't go on for longer than a few hours. He's pretty aware of my health issues because I take medications and other stuff that aren't mentioned on this post. We got engaged last fall, so things have been stellar. For context, I was born with really weak muscles, but grew up doing dance, mostly acro, so my muscles are bad. Weak muscle can increase the chances of having heart problems, and as you've already probably guessed, my heart is pretty fucked up. I didn't actually realize how bad it was until Tuesday. While I was out on a morning run, I got really tired and started getting chest pains early on in the run, so I turned around. I didn't make it home, but I did make it to the hospital because I had a heart attack. I'm still in the hospital because my heart was inflamed and the doctors wanted to keep an eye on me. Doctors wanted to do some other analysis since I'm already here, so they asked me to pee in a cup. I don't like hospital bathrooms because they're gross, and on top of that, the locks for some reason aren't good, so I asked my boyfriend if he could stay in the bathroom with me while I peed. Yes, I pee with my I pee with my boyfriend in the room. Nothing he hasn't seen before. I make jokes about my health often. I don't think it's humorous, but I find comfort in making jokes about serious situations. I think we're allowed to make jokes to cope when it's our problems that we're having. Maybe that's okay. Making jokes on somebody else's problems and at their expense, not so okay. First of all, I was pretty embarrassed because being in a hospital bathroom, clinging onto an IV bag while holding a cup trying to pee, while also racking up a hospital bill with my boyfriend standing around the corner, looking like he's in time out, made me have to make a joke or else I would have cried. I kind of chuckled and asked, oh no, it's not a good joke. It wasn't a good joke. It was a very dark joke. This is not actually the story I was expecting to read. She said, do you think I'm gonna die? And usually he finds the humor in my jokes while also saying no, but this time the joke didn't land. I can tell. I could have told you that wouldn't land. That one, I think, he's probably really concerned and definitely doesn't want to think about that. Jokes, that's not a good one. I don't think that's a really good joke to make right now. He got frustrated and said, why do you always have to make these kinds of fucking jokes? It's not fucking funny. A little bit of an intense reaction, but I don't know what other kinds of jokes you're making if you thought that one was gonna land well. I don't know. He's probably maybe always been a bit uncomfortable about it. Probably should have told you. But obviously, it's hard to tell someone else they can't make jokes about their own situation. But it hurts him because he doesn't want to think of you in that way. And especially in the moment of you being in the hospital after having something serious happen. Oh, he loves you. I tried apologizing, but he left the bathroom. So I ended up alone in a hospital bathroom trying to pee in a cup as if I was taking a drug test. I've tried reassuring him I'm not going to die, but the conversation goes, you know I'm not going to die, right? The doctor said I was fine. Yeah, I know. Followed by silence. He's worried. I do have to recognize that I probably scared him. So he's probably just really anxious. Just spent most of the time in the hospital with me, so I don't want any of you to think he's just been ignoring me because he hasn't. This was on Wednesday, and it's been pretty tense. Conversations are dry since he has work, and I spend most of the time sleeping. We did eat sushi together earlier. It wasn't super tense because we were still laughing and talking, but the tension is still in the air. because you're still in the hospital, and I think that he's maybe not even going to feel less tense until you're home and all the tests are done. But I think it'll be okay. And this one I think is going to be one that's they're going to be okay. They'll go home. He'll have to say, I'm sorry I snapped. I didn't like the joke. I don't like thinking of you. I don't like thinking of that possibility at all. And I understand you need to make jokes to cope, but I didn't like hearing that in the hospital after something serious. And then this could be so easily resolved, I think. And they're still able to joke. They're slowly moving into a better place, but they're still in the hospital. So I imagine there will still be tension in the air. I'm not trying to say he's making it about him, because he's not. But I just want him to be 100% sure I'm not going to die on him or something. I think that at this point, I can only imagine, that is not a comfort for him. And no, I'm not going to dive any further in anything health related. Okay, I don't think that's necessary. I think you just need to wait. Maybe also apologize too, because I can absolutely see his side in this situation. But I don't think you telling him you're not going to die after making a joke, even without making the joke, I don't think that's a comfort for him, because at the same time, he's probably like, you don't know that. No one knows that. But now I'm thinking about it. And, it's a little bit sad, but I think they're going to be okay. Just maybe watch it with some of the jokes. I think that one I could tell immediately that wasn't a good one to make. I think they'll be okay. Sounds like he loves her a lot. I think that his issue is clearly that is something he does not want to be put on his mind. And I'm sure he already is afraid and scared and thinking about that. All right. Thank you guys all for joining, reading some relationship advice today. I don't know that I offered any help, because I'm sure those people that wrote those threads are not here. They'll never hear what I had to say about it. But maybe you've been in a similar situation, or maybe you just like being a little bit judgy too, because same. Only a little, only when it's an invisible stranger I don't know. And the possibility of this not even being real is high. So it's some lighthearted fun. I really enjoy reading Reddit threads. I do find it to be a very fun time. But I'm going to go now. I'm going to go have a little Valentine's night with some friends. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit today. I don't know if you have any plans. If you don't have any plans, don't even be sad about it. And in the wise words of Miley Cyrus, you can buy yourself flowers. And I may just do that too. And thank you everyone who subbed and gifted subs. Cthulhu Chris, thank you. James, thank you. Sophia, thank you so much for the 50 gifted subs today. That is, will you be my Valentine? You can be my Valentine. Thank you so much. Sorry, I have to scroll a lot to get to before you gifted the 50 subs to thank the other people. Bear with me, scrolling. Sea Mariners, thank you for subscribing. Omega Lone Wolf, thank you. Nightwing, thank you for gifting. Also, thank you so much. Thank you everyone who joined from Ren. I'm so sorry. I was not family friendly the whole stream. And I am not always... Here's the deal with my space here. I'm not family friendly usually. But I'm also not aggressively R-rated either. I feel like I'm somewhere in that sweet spot of PG-13. I'll say a swear or two here and there, tastefully, usually. I'm sparing with when I drop something like an F-bomb, but I'm not excessive. We usually just play cozy games and hang out and have a good time, lighthearted fun. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Avian Rose. Thank you, Taco Pablo, for the gifted subs. Thank you, Rain, for subscribing. Thank you, Radar Monkey, Ben, Mike, thank you for gifting. Liv Rabs, Pupperton, Josie, and Sophie, the first one of the day. Thank you guys so much for the subscribing. You'll swear with emotion, but not with the intent. With emotions. It's like, sometimes the replacement words for a swear just aren't good enough. It's like a PG-13 movie where you get one swear, but for every few hours of stream, I'd maybe do a few. Not one, but a few. So not really appropriate for kids. However, my YouTube channel, entirely family-friendly, safe for children. As a YouTuber, 100% I'll either censor, cut, always family-friendly, safe and fun for anyone to view. Twitch I treat as PG-13 because it is a PG-13 platform. Or a 13 plus platform. Now, I am going to send you away. I'm going to send you over to Tay, who's playing Stardew, which is so fun. I definitely need to make space for a Stardew day to happen soon on our modded world. I love a modded Stardew. Alrighty, I gotta go. Hold on, let me get the... Star, you want dinner? You want dinner? Do you want extra dinner because it's Valentine? Yeah. Want a little extra treats in it? Okay. I gotta go give her dinner time. Dinner? Okay, I'll make a move. Go say hi to Tay. Go be so nice. Say happy Valentine's Day. Be cool. She's not family friendly. Definitely not. Just in case. Take care of yourselves on the internet. Be safe. Be safe today. Good luck in your relationships. I don't know. And go buy yourself flowers. Thank you guys so much for being here. Next weekend, merch drops. Finally. As well as some of my crocheted bags, the first drop. It's a little after Valentine's, obviously, but it will be a heart-themed crochet drop. So that's going to be coming next weekend. So that's exciting. Stay tuned. I will be live again tomorrow, I think, but I might hold off and I might participate in the Rat event Sunday. Originally, I didn't think I could, but I'll see you this weekend at some point. Thank you for being here. Go say hi to Tay, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!